Good evening and welcome to Falcon Media Sports Network pregame coverage for some Falcon women's basketball action coming your way this evening. The BGSU Falcon women's team getting ready to take on the Kentucky State Thoroughbreds. That's coming up tonight with a 7 o'clock tip-off. Adam Duffin and Trey Kennedy are over at the Stroh Center prepping for their play-by-play coverage. Lucas Kleinmeyer also out there as well with a recap coming up later tonight on bgfalconmedia.com. So all the beats are able to come to tonight's matchup. But yeah, for us, we're hanging out with you guys, me and Dan Ridenauer, here in the WBGU 88.1 FM studio here in the Killeen Center. And we're going to be with you up until the tip-off tonight at 7 o'clock as the Bowling Green Falcons get ready to take on the Kentucky State Thoroughbreds. We'll talk more about that coming up right after this. You're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU Student Media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
And welcome back to Falcon Media Sports Network pregame coverage. Again, in case you're just tuning in, the Bowling Green Falcons getting ready to take on the Kentucky State Thoroughbreds tonight. Tip-off coming up at 7 o'clock. So Dan talking more about both teams. Going into this matchup, at least, the Falcons very heavily favored.
Absolutely, yeah. Looking at the ESPN stats right now, Bowling Green has a 99% chance to win this game. But, overall, sometimes you got to look a little bit past that. You shouldn't be thinking about that, and this is just in the bag. Currently, though, the Falcons right now coming off two very strong wins, with Paige Kohler just leading the energy going. I mean, Alaska Anchorage getting that win 67-63, all the way up in the Great North. Lucas was covering that. And then also a big win for the home opener against Purdue Fort Wayne and Kentucky State. They're going to have tonight for the Thoroughbreds, so looking forward to that. And then Defiance as well coming up on Sunday. So really just a lot of games going on, but Bowling Green has won 2 of their last 3, so they're kind of getting up on a little bit of a momentum shift that they've had this year. And just you can't kind of look past Kentucky State right now. Just they've had a rough go at it, only 2-5 so far this season, getting outscored by their opponents 429-494. And it's just really difficult for them to process, really difficult. For the shooting as a team primarily is what their biggest struggle is right now, is they're only 21% as a team from the field, so trying to get that together for them. But it's going to be really difficult. I mean, Paige Kohler, just an absolute strong unit out there, really going to be, a deciding factor for Bowling Green tonight in the women's basketball team.
Yeah, and certainly for the Falcons, now their past 2 games coming off wins. On the 30th, winning over Purdue Fort Wayne, 56-53. Bowling Green taking a win over up at their trip in Alaska, taking a win over Anchorage, 67-63. But before that, for their first game up in Alaska, 75-50, UC Irvine defeating the Falcons. So the Falcons, that was their last loss, but that was kind of a big loss for them, especially at some points in that game, not appearing very competitive in that UC Irvine game almost at all, to that Anchorage game and Purdue Fort Wayne, not as competitive of teams. So it'll be interesting to see, because the Falcons with tonight's game, as well as, again, taking on Defiance on Sunday, starting to kind of, have a little bit of a break of easier, or at least on paper, easier teams. Again, though, coming up on December 20th, they do get back into action, taking on Kent State on December 20th. But for now, at least on paper, looking like the Falcons might get a little bit of a break.
Well, yeah, and exactly. And, it's not even just for Bowling Green, just going to try to single them out, but for any women's basketball team, when you have to play number 2 ranked South Carolina, when you have to play Wisconsin, when you have to play Marquette, those are not easy games. And you start out your season just on the road entirely, going all the way up to Anchorage. UC Irvine, like you mentioned. We talk about Alaska Anchorage, who, Bowling Green has some connections with it. They're used to both being the WCHA for hockey, but looking back right now on women's basketball, they do have a bit of a go at it, and they're going to need to try to get some wins under their belt before they get to the Kent State series at the Stroh Center. So really, though, what you need to focus on right now is you need to take these home games to your advantage. Coach Shamil talks about it. Coach Simon with the men's team talks about it. Everybody talks about it. with the Stroh Center and the home court advantage that it brings. It's just the energy, it's the atmosphere, it's the Falcon fanatics, it's all of that. You really need to take that to your advantage. And they're only you look at the strength, you look till the end of the year, only one road game, and that's up to Eastern Michigan, so only around an hour drive or so, not even that far away. And then Central Michigan, you get at the Stroh Center as well to start off the new year. So really just a big stretch from now until January 3rd where you're at home and you have it in your favor to take advantage of the opportunity. And I think this Kentucky State series is going to be continuing the domino effect after Purdue-Fort Wayne. That was a close matched game. Purdue-Fort Wayne, a very talented team, a very good team, and we saw that entirely. Bowling Green really needed to improve shooting. They're just the same way as Kentucky State right now, where that's where they need to improve the most. It's just the shooting, and we're going to see that roll along now, and tonight's going to be part of that foundation that was built with Purdue-Fort Wayne for the home stretch that we'll see until the end of December.
Yeah, and definitely. And so Falcons right now, again, looking to be favored, but of course it is still a game. I mean, we're not broadcasting this game just to know the Falcons are going to win because it is a game, it is a competition. So, it is interesting to see how Kentucky State could look going into this too. Again, they're 2-5 heading into tonight's matchup, so a slightly worse record than BG. They're Division II, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see for Kentucky State heading in how they do.
I mean, exactly. And you look at it, too, this is an exhibition game against Bowling Green, but for the Falcons, this will count towards their overall record at the end of the year. So that's an interesting thing to note as well. But, yeah, you're mentioning that divisional difference. I mean, Worcester is another notable one. Defiance is going to be a notable one. All these off D1 teams that are just going to play Bowling Green right now, we're seeing a lot of that, especially at the beginning of the year, because Coach Shamil wants to build that momentum. We're seeing a lot of that just building the platform that's going to build to the success later on in the year. And you look at it, too, just while they are 2-5 currently, you look at the 7, you look at the games in their last 5, only got 1 win. Bowling Green has 2, so you can use that to your advantage a little bit. But also they need to try to find another win. They haven't gotten a win since November 22nd against Benedict, so the Thoroughbreds right now really going to have to try to use it and just make it as hard as they can, just run it like a racehorse, pun intended, and just get it on from there.
And should mention, too, it's important to mention with that divisional difference as part of that, going into tonight's matchup, as mentioned by Lucas Kleinmeyer in his preview on bgfalconmedia.com, it is important to note that this game for the Thoroughbreds will go down as an exhibition game, so that'll be something to kind of maybe possibly in play, too.
Exactly. That's definitely what you got to look at if you're Bowling Green, and you're going to take this game as hard as you can for the Falcons. They're not going to, take a game off. They're not going to do any of that. Now, are they going to kind of try to treat it at the same level where they're going to be obnoxious if we see a situation where Bowling Green's up by 20, 30 points? Are they still going to be treating it like that's a close game? Probably not. Should they? In some aspects, yes and no. That's kind of where you look at it. You want to avoid injury, especially right now. That's a big part of it. But overall, it's just going to have to continue it going and just find the happy medium to be able to get the win tonight.
Yeah, all right. And as we continue to get you ready for tonight's matchup against the Thoroughbreds, again, tip-off coming up at 7 o'clock tonight, let's hand things on out real quick to the Stroh Center with Adam Duffin and Trey Kennedy as they get ready for tonight's matchup. Hey, guys, how's it going out there?
It's going great, great, Nate. I'm joined alongside by Trey, and we have our starting lineups for Kentucky State Thoroughbreds. Amaya Adar-Mayers is in the lineup. She has 4 starts this year. Kentucky State, lots of switching in their lineups. Joined alongside by Alicia Triplett, Amaya Asher, Shia Forte, and Kiera Mabroom. Now, Trey, you want to go through our Bowling Green starting 5?
Yeah, Bowling Green starting 5, Kaya Woods, Paige Fuller, Taya Ellis, Jasmine Fern, and Jonea Donahue. The key in this one, Kaya Woods in the starting lineup, no Emily Cecil.
Yeah, what do you think about that switch? Because it seems that Cecil has played pretty well so when she was first in the lineup the past 2 games. So is that kind of a shock to you?
I mean, when I was watching Kaya Woods play on Sunday against Purdue-Fort Wayne, I liked what I was seeing. Again, she's undersized, 5'3", but man, she really forces those opposing offenses a lot of havoc down low. She does not allow you to have a lot of tough, easy baskets.
And then what do you think about Jasmine Fern remaining in the starting lineup, even though she has had some shooting struggles in that spot?
I mean, 4.4 points per game on the season early on has been great. She really provides that length. She can shoot the 3, averaging 23.5 3-point shots per made on the season. Like, she's been great.
Okay, well, thank you, Trey, for that little insight before the game, and thank you to Nate and Dan in the studio. We'll send it back to you guys now, and tip-off is just 10 minutes away.
All right, thanks, Trey. I was going to try to make a joke about him forgetting my name. I thought you would have gotten it. Okay. All right, coming up as we continue on with our Falcon Media Sports Network pregame show, we'll take a look at what else is going on around the MAC this evening. Keep it here. You're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hey everybody, this is Kevin Hutchinson, host of The Swoop.
And this is Brooke Blake, executive producer for The Swoop. The Swoop is BG24's sports talk show about all things BGSU athletics.
New episodes come out every Thursday at 6 p.m. at bgfalconmedia.com.
On February 11th, 2025, BGSU senior forward Marcus Johnson nailed an improbable corner three-pointer at the buzzer to give Bowling Green a lead over the Ohio Bobcats going into halftime. Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kavlitz had the call on Falcon Radio.
Thomas looking for someone to inbound it to. Gets it to Johnson. Corner three, fading away to baseline. Marcus Johnson nails it. Bowling Green goes into half with the 2-point advantage, 34-32 on the miracle shot by Johnson.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Ever heard of Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcasts on Falcon Radio or WBGU 88.1 FM but don't know where to listen? Well, set down the radio, pick up your phone, and go to bgfalconmedia.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to stream Falcon Radio and WBGU 88.1 FM for all broadcasts.
Welcome back to Falcon Media Sports Network pregame coverage. Nate Henners and Dan Ridenauer here in the WBGU 88.1 FM studio at the Killeen Center, getting you ready for tonight's matchup against the Thoroughbreds. Tip-off coming up in just about 7 minutes at 7 o'clock. Taking a look now, though, what's going on around the MAC this evening. Some games already going final today. Ball State defeating Oakland City University 119-34. Akron defeated Heidelberg 117-34. Miami defeated Cincinnati 75-71. And UMass defeated Northeastern 71-52. Taking a look at other matchups coming up or going on right now. We got Niagara and Buffalo coming up, or that they must have started at 6 o'clock. Also, Western Michigan and Indiana University also started at 6 o'clock. I'll have an update of those scores coming up here in a few. Also going on tonight at 7 o'clock, Northern Illinois is taking on Indiana State. Indiana State hosting that at Terre Haute. So, let's look at what's going on around the MAC. Dan, your Falcon 4 keys to the game for our matchup tonight. The Falcons taking on Kentucky State.
Absolutely. Let's take it away right now, Nate. So the first thing I'm going to have is you got to stay consistent. You got to keep the play going. With what we saw a lot of just in the Falcons' previous matchup going for that, just seeing what they did against Purdue Fort Wayne was there was a good quarter, then there was a bit of an off quarter, then they'd have a good quarter. You got to play a strong, consistent game. We saw the second quarter was a bit of a struggle for the Orange and Brown in the previous game, so we're going to see a little bit more consistency here tonight. That's going to be the main key. The next one is improve the shooting. Coach Shamil talked a lot about it, was just you got to improve the shot, you got to make smart shots, and you got to move the ball as a team to be able to get there and just get it on to the basket, so that's going to be the other one. And then following along with that is smart choices is going to be my third one. Just you got to know when to pass, when to shoot, and take it along with that, be able to observe the floor, and be able, kind of going back to the consistency, build on the momentum. You're going to start it right now, then you're going to keep it going. It's all about the consistency, and it goes hand in hand with the decisions that you make that put you in the game situation that you're going to have. And the final one I have is just assists. You got to look at the assists. That's what kept Bowling Green in against Purdue Fort Wayne. The assists that they had at as a team, what they were able to do. They had around 13 or 14 in the previous matchup, which was twice the amount as Purdue-Fort Wayne, and really is what I believe led them to victory, was the assist that they were able to have. Able to move the ball around is crucial, especially now with a team like this going against Kentucky State. Right now, they're going to have to be able to move the ball and outplay them. It's all going to be starting with the momentum. It's all going to be starting out with the breakout and the offense.
All right, thanks, Dan. And just now about 4 minutes away from tip-off over at the Stroh Center, you're listening to WBGU FM in Bowling Green, Ohio. Taking a look now at what else is going on around Falcon Athletics. Some exciting matchups coming up over the next few days, starting off with women's swim. They're heading to Akron tomorrow for the Zippy Invitational. That goes through Sunday, and they're going to be taking on, in the MAC, they're going to be taking on Buffalo and Akron, along with 4 additional teams they're taking on at that Zippy Invitational. Women's track, they're going to take a very quick trip down to Findlay tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have coverage of that, of course, on bgfalconmedia.com, a recap of that women's track, as well as swim on bgfalconmedia.com. They're taking on the Findlay Oilers. For hockey, one of your big sports you're interested in, BGSU hockey, they're going to be taking on Northern Michigan this weekend, Friday and Saturday, over at the Slater Family Ice Arena. So a weekend series back at home this weekend, taking on Northern Michigan. And we'll, of course, have play-by-play coverage here on WBGU 88.1 FM, as well as full coverage online as well. Men's basketball back in action on Saturday, taking on Utah Valley, the Wolverines, at the Stroh Center. That's coming up on Saturday afternoon, 1 o'clock tip-off for that, and we'll have that game on Falcon Radio. So, let's look at what's going on around Falcon Athletics. Let's take one more short commercial break right now, and we'll start getting ready to send things on out to the Stroh Center for tonight's matchup as the BGSU women's basketball team, the Falcons, get ready to take on the Kentucky State Thoroughbreds. You're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
On September 17, 2025, BGSU volleyball swept the Oakland Golden Grizzlies, marking head coach Alex Del Piombo's first home win, leading the Falcons. Falcon Media Sports Network's Ben Korak had the call of the moment at the Stroh Center.
Anderson to Otten to Hobson. Hobson throws it down. A 3-set sweep for Bowling Green and the 2025 home opener, and the first home win for head coach Alex Del Piombo.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Wrapping things up now for our Falcon Media Sports Network pregame show. Nate Henners and Dan Ridenauer here in the WBGU 88.1 FM studio. We'll be back with you guys coming up at halftime as well as postgame tonight. So be sure to stay tuned for that. I don't know. Don't leave. But anyways, Adam Duffin, Trey Kennedy out at the Stroh Center right now, getting ready for tip-off coming up here in just about now. Hey guys, how's it going out there?
Thank you, Nate, and thank you, Dan, for that great pregame show. Last time these two teams faced, November 30th, 1983, where Bowling Green won 74-71. During that time, BGSU Hall of Famer Scott Hamilton was busy winning gold medals in figure skating, and All Night Long by Lionel Richie was the #1 song. Trey, what should we expect all night long in this matchup?
You got to expect Bowling Green to try to get into that offensive rhythm, something that they have struggled to maintain early on in the season. This being a Division II school in Kentucky State, I got to look at Paige Kohler, Janaea Donahue, making a statement on this side of the ball offensively.
And then you did just mention Division II school, Kentucky State. This matchup will not count on their schedule. It will count for Bowling Green. What do you expect from them? They've sort of had a revolving door of a starting lineup. So what do you see from their side?
Well, offensively, Kentucky State likes to score in the paint. In last game against Lee, 40 of their 63 points was scored in the paint. So defensively for Bowling Green, you got to expect your bigs to have a great game and deny them on the offensive side of the ball.
Do you expect more of a switch in the lineup throughout the game, maybe having more of the taller players in the Falcons to help stop that paint presence for the Thoroughbreds?
Yeah, just something to confuse what they want to do offensively. Kentucky State, make sure that they're confused offensively and obviously get the bigs involved. Jasmine Fern got to be up there and making a statement, making it uneasy on them inside the paint.
Well, right now, Kentucky State has their starting 5 out on the floor as the Falcons break the huddle. One of the people in there is assistant coach John Nicolay, who we will have in the post-game show, along with our BG Food and Drink Guide player of the game. As the Falcons do make a switch in the starting lineup, Kaya Woods does come in for Emily Cecil. And that will be a big point tonight as well, just seeing who stands out, as this starting lineup has really not stayed the same for the Falcons throughout the season.
Yeah, I said it earlier. Kaya Woods on Sunday, I was really impressed. Again, defensively, although she's 5'3", man, she has a really good mindset, making it very uneasy on opposing offenses.
Well, it will be Taya Ellis doing the tip-off against Alicia Triplett as we are just about underway here. And we have a quick whistle as the players weren't lined up correctly right as the tip was thrown. So now Triplett and Ellis will do it again as they're still trying to get the players aligned. And now we're underway in the Stroh Center as Jasmine Fern gets the tip, gives it to Kohler on the left wing. Paige Kohler just misses. Long rebound for Donahue on the right wing. Kaya Woods has it top of the key, directing the offense. Tries to do a little handoff, doesn't get it going. Ellis, top of the key now, looking for help, decides to drive, strong, right side dribble, and Taya Ellis starts the scoring early.
Gotta like that from Taya Ellis, using her body, using her size inside offensively.
Now, Amaya Asher, guarded closely by Woods. Woods, one of the smallest players you will see at the Division I level, only 5'2", plays a lot of physical defense, and now Asher drives hard to the basket, past Woods and misses. Rebounded by Ellis down low, and she gives it up to Woods. Woods fakes a little handoff in the right corner with Fern. Falcons swinging around before Donahue. Strong drive with the right hand, and Donahue falls to the floor but gets it down. Quick 4-0 lead for the Falcons in this first minute of play. Asher brings it down the floor to the right wing, looking for help, tosses it into the middle to Mabroom. Mabroom, left wing to Triplett. Triplett back to Asher. Not able to dribble inside so far, and Donahue tips it out of bounds off of Asher's pass.
Something early on, Adam, you can just tell Bowling Green's taking advantage of their size and making it very hard on Kentucky State, both offensively and defensively.
Bowling Green, like you said, does have the size advantage down the roster in the height category, and that's a tough thing at any level to deal with. Now inbound down low, and out of control was Diarra Mabroom, and it's a turnover for the Thoroughbreds. Kaya Woods, fifth-year senior, transferred in from Akron, bringing it down the floor. Tries to do a backdoor pass, doesn't have it. So they swing it around before Kohler drives right towards the free throw line. Hesitation move and a scoop layup for Paige Kohler. Falcons, all three of their buckets so far in the paint.
And coming from that left side, too, heading into the paint. It's what they've been doing every time.
Falcons trying to go inside, use that advantage of that height. Now passing down low to Sandlin. Sandlin drives, throws it up with the left hand, misses. Rebounded by Ellis. Ellis looks for help in the backcourt, gets it in Kohler. Kohler down the floor. Fern, left wing. Jasmine Fern hits it from beyond the arc. And a quick 9-0 run for the Falcons leads to a Thoroughbreds timeout. This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company. You can find the latest menu at juniperbrew.com. We will take a short break. You are listening to Falcon Women's Basketball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
For the second straight year, Falcon Media Sports Network is partnering with WBGU PBS to broadcast Falcon men's and women's soccer matches. Tune in to WBGU PBS YouTube's live streams to hear Lucas Kleinmeyer, Henry Costco, and other Falcon Media Sports Network talent on the call.
Check out bgfalconmedia.com for previews, recaps, photos, videos, and more of the Falcons.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center. Bowling Green with a quick 9-0 lead over Kentucky State. So far, the Falcons 4 of 5 from the field, and Jasmine Fern just hit one from beyond the arc. Trey, what are you liking so far?
Well, their offense is doing really great. Excuse me. And Jasmine Fern, I mentioned it in the early onset. She can shoot the three. Hasn't done a great job this season. But, man, you're seeing her shoot that three early on. The confidence that you get when you score points quite frequently, especially early on in the game.
And then how do you like the drives inside the paint by the Bowling Green offense? 3 times they've had a layup with their strong hand.
Well, again, they're using their size advantage, their height. Obviously, again, Kentucky State being a Division II school, you have that luxury, so you can bully your way inside and draw up a nice layup to get you an easy shot.
Bowling Green facing a Division II school in Kentucky State after they faced South Carolina on the road, Wisconsin, Marquette. They gave themselves a difficult out-of-conference schedule before they come back home, where they have another 3 home games after this one before they eventually start conference play on December 20th against Kent State. The Falcons will remain with their same 5 as the start, and they're pressuring in the backcourt as Kaya Woods is closely on Brittany Campbell. Kentucky State doesn't have a single player averaging more than 22 minutes per game. They rotate their lineups a lot. And they're waiting for the all clear to start again. All the players are out on the floor waiting. And now we're ready to go.
Interested to see how Kentucky State comes out at the timeout. Obviously down 9-0. You know, Bowling Green's handily got this one offensively so far. I want to see how they respond.
Campbell comes swinging across to get the ball, drives down the right side of the floor, does a little handoff to Alicia Triplett. Triplett tried to give it right back, poked away. Campbell all the way back to half court, eventually gets down to the right corner, passes it up to Hayes. Hayes down low to Sandlin. Sandlin drives in strong, can't get it, and out of bounds, last touched by Aaliyah Hayes. As Taya Ellis playing great defense down low, Trey.
Hands up, I like that. They didn't draw the foul. That's what you want to see out of one of your best players in the forward that you have in Taya Ellis.
Taya Ellis had 9 rebounds and some big rebounds in that game on Sunday against Purdue Fort Wayne in that 56-53 victory. As Kohler now has it top the key. Swings it around over to Woods, now to Donahue. Donahue driving right, left elbow, spins, gets it up with the left and just misses. Ball is tipped around off of Ellis, then off of Donahue. Now on the ground, there's a scramble for it, and it's going to lead to a jump ball with Kentucky State possession.
Again, on that offensive possession, Jonea Donahue tried to cut inside. This time, Kentucky State had an answer for them and prevented them from getting a layup.
Yeah, Kentucky State, they're going to need to do that. You can't give up layups when you don't have the height advantage. As Brittany Campbell brings it down the floor, looking for help, finds it in Aaliyah Hayes. Hayes inside to Adair Mares, and now Sandlin was looking for it, tipped away by Taya Ellis.
Once again, Taya Ellis getting her hands involved, being aggressive, knowing what's going on, and ultimately trying to make it hard on Kentucky State.
Substitutions happen here as Sandlin will be taken out, and now for Bowling Green, Lauren Gherkin will come in for Jasmine Fern. Amina Sek also came into the game for Kentucky State. She gets the ball immediately off the inbound turns it over. Donahue with the steal. She had 7 of those on Sunday as Kohler now gets it up the floor. Finds Woods. Woods driving hard, right side. Finds Gherkin, right wing. Lauren Gherkin comes into the game and immediately hits from downtown. She had 2 of those on Sunday. Bowling Green up 12-0 with 6:20 to go in the first period. Alicia Triplett driving, finds it in the right corner to Brittany Campbell. Then pass down low. Gherkin had the steal, but they call a foul. She jumped in front of the pass. They're going to say that she bumped in.
Yeah, foul on Gherkin there.
Yeah, Fred Shamil was asking, but can't change the call there. Pass down low. Sek misses it. Rebound by Kaya Woods for a moment. Bobbled. 3 Kentucky State players on her in the backcourt. She dribbles it up. Looks for help up the floor. Gives it to Kohler. Kohler drives to her right. Handoff. Gherkin, right wing again. This one hits off the front of the glass. Rebounded by Amina Sek. Sek gives it to Triplett. Triplett to Campbell. Campbell, top of the key. 17 on the shot clock. Plenty of time to set up. Falcons playing very aggressive defense so far. Well beyond the three-point line. Pass inside. 2 Falcons down low. Tipped, and Nay Donahue will get the steal. Donahue driving the right side of the floor. 1-on-2 situation. Gives it to Kaya Woods. Left wing. Woods hits, and it's a 3. 15-0 run to start the game with just over 5 minutes to go. Now stolen by Donahue. Donahue has an open lane to the basket. Donahue, scoop layup. 17-0 already in this game, Trey.
What did you call Jonea Donahue on Sunday? A ball hawk, and you saw that in the last 2 possessions of the game, or of this past 2 possessions here.
Already getting multiple steals. Quick shot up, missed. Rebound underneath by Donahue. Kohler now has it, looking up the floor. Gives it to Donahue. Donahue, right wing. Passes it back up top. Woods driving strong by the right elbow. Gives it to Donahue. Thought about it from outside. 15 still on the shot clock. Gherkin, left wing, lets it fly, and Lauren Gherkin hits another one already. 20-0. This is the offensive explosion the Falcons needed.
You know, if you're going to allow the Falcons offense to have separation on the perimeter, you're going to take those shots anytime.
Campbell quickly drives down the floor, has it go a little too long, and she fouls, I believe. Yeah, they're going to say she fouled there, and Falcons will have the ball. A flurry of subs happen as they're trying to figure out the substitutions here. As Jaden Cook comes in for Taya Ellis and Emily Cecil comes in for Kaya Woods. Kohler will be the one to bring it down the floor. Gives it to Donahue, right wing. Donahue gives it right back. Some action down low with screens. Cecil gets it right wing, passes it inside. Jaden Cook, little left hand hook shot, and she's got it down. 22-0 now with 3:45 to go. Dribble down the right side of the floor, and there's going to be a foul on Cecil, as that was Morgan A. Patel driving hard to the basket. Pass into Sandlin. Sandlin drives hard over Cook, passes it out. Adair Mayers swings it around eventually over to Hayes. Hayes had it blocked by Jaden Cook.
Cook having the active hands there defensively. You like to see that a lot.
Kohler, little handoff to Cecil. Cecil, top the key, gives it to Donahue. Donahue, nice crossover move. Donahue gets fouled on her way to the basket, and she earns herself a trip to the free throw line, the first trip for either team tonight.
You know, Adam, I love what I've been seeing from Donahue. Going into the season, Paige Kohler, I thought was going to be, the heavy leader. I mean, she is. But having Donahue supporting Kohler on the offensive and defensive side, it's been so awesome to see. She has those active hands. She can shoot. She can facilitate offensively. She can do it all.
And Donahue so far, you mentioned the facilitating, leading the team in assists and also leading with 3.7 steals a game as she hits the first free throw there to make it 23-0. The Falcons have got to be happy to work with such a large lead. They really haven't had the pleasure of that since the Louisiana game to open the year, and the second free throw is missed. Donahue's been good all season long from there and almost had another steal after missing a free throw. As Joniah Bland-Fitzpatrick will sub in for Donahue, and the ball is passed in to Morgane Postel. Cecil guarding. And now backdoor pass to Alexis Hayes. Hayes getting hounded by Kohler. Now Bland-Fitzpatrick on the outside with Hayes. Only 6 on the shot clock from the left wing. Patel misses. Long rebound. Players diving on the floor. And it will end up in a jump ball. And Bowling Green has the possession arrow. Kentucky State now 0 for 8 so far in this going, Trey.
Yeah, I mean, Kentucky State on a 3-game losing streak heading into today. Heading against Bowling Green, you knew kind of heading into the game how this game was kind of going to plan out. The struggle offensively, yet to get a point on the board. They're just struggling collectively as a team.
Yeah, Bowling Green 3-4 in the season, trying to get back to that 500 mark at home. As Cecil inbounds to Kohler. She's stuck in the corner on her own side, guarded down the floor. Now double team comes. Cecil will get it left wing from outside. Cecil has it rattle in and out. Gherkin with the offensive rebound. Looking for help up top. Gives it to Kohler. Kohler to Cook down low. Cook driving, little back in and gets fouled.
Those second chance rebounds that Bowling Green's getting is what helped them last week or on Sunday against Purdue-Fort Wayne, getting 13. You need that to combat your misses.
And they had 11 second chance points to go along with those 13 offensive rebounds. And Jaden Cook makes the first free throw. Transferred in from Odessa College at the JUCO level, coming back to the D1 level this year. And misses the second one. Gherkin almost had the rebound instead. Sandlin has it and throws it up the floor. Now left wing, driving hard to the basket, kicked back out to Patel. Patel throws it in down low. Hayes doesn't have it. Woods gets it going down the floor, strong with his right hand and gets fouled. Kaya Woods gives the Falcons another trip to the free throw line with this 24-0 lead, 2:09 in the first period.
And Kaya Woods, a 76.9 free throw shooter on the season. So you like her odds to score right here.
Earned a lot of those free throws in her first appearance of the year against Wisconsin. First free throw hits the front of the iron. So far, Janaea Donahue already has 3 steals for the Falcons as Woods hits that second one. Bring it down the floor is Amaya Asher. Asher guarded by Cecil. Asher, good crossover move behind the back, finds herself in the middle of the paint. Gives it to Sandlin. Sandlin, middle range shot, misses. Gherkin with the rebound. Woods, left wing, looked for Gherkin instead. Tries to find a back door. Bland-Fitzpatrick, fake, drive, and gets fouled. And that should put the Falcons in the bonus. They say it will, as Joniah Bland-Fitzpatrick will go to the free throw line. Players are figuring it out. They were ready for the inbound underneath the basket. And Aaliyah Hayes was still guarding Bland Fitzpatrick at the free throw line.
Very interesting right there, yeah. Very interesting.
The defensive effort is still there as first one is good.
Got to have a little laugh here and there, you know.
Dre, how encouraging is it with this big lead already? The Falcons are still playing competitive defense as Bland Fitzpatrick misses the second.
It's very encouraging because, you know, their offense has been the issue. And despite it being a Division II school, you want this game to be a game where you can find your momentum and maybe a consistency on the offensive side.
That second free throw was tipped out, and the Falcons will have possession as Cecil gives it to Gherkin in the left corner. Gherkin tries to spin out of trouble. 10 on the shot clock. Gherkin gives it up to Woods. Woods, some stutter moves, spins out, gives it to Gherkin. 3 on the shot clock. Cecil, left wing. Cecil just misses off the rim. Asher with the ball. Has it stolen right back by Cecil. Cecil to Bland Fitzpatrick. Drives hard with her left. Fouled, and she'll earn another trip to the free throw line.
That was the first possession there that the Falcons were low in the shot clock. Something I took note on Sunday, it took them a long time to get into their offensive sets. And so early on in this game, you're seeing that improve drastically.
It was a big issue throughout the game. It's why it was only 56-53 on Sunday. Both teams taking a while to get their shots. And now Bland Fitzpatrick misses the first free throw.
Shamil said it in his post-game press conference. Too many dribbles that really cost them to score at a rate that they had hoped.
And the second free throw also missed. Falcons have been pretty good so far in the year, but they're not off to a hot start. 4 of 10 now. Pass goes out of bounds as Aaliyah Hayes was looking for Shia Forte. Good defense by Jaden Cook to deny the pass. 26-0 with a minute to go. Bowling Green over Kentucky State as Kaya Woods gives it to Gherkin. They fully swing it around. Bland Fitzpatrick tried to make the pass underneath to Jaden Cook, and Cook was held underneath by Shia Forte. Kentucky State 0 for 10 so far. No three-point attempts, no free throw attempts.
They're getting bullied big time.
Also 6 turnovers to 1 so far as Cook hits that one off the back iron.
And being 5 of 10 now, 4-11, excuse me, from the free throw line, very uncharacteristic out of this team.
And the second free throw is good. 27-0 so far, but the Falcons' leading scorer is Lauren Gherkin with 6. It's been spread around so far today as Asher, driving on Woods, goes towards the right corner, almost runs to her own teammate, then drives middle of the lane, floater too hard, and Lauren Gherkin with the rebound. Gherkin needs help in the backcourt. Woods now, 5-second difference in shot and game clock. Right corner, missed by Bland Fitzpatrick, and a foul in transition. They're going to call it on Kaya Woods, but Kentucky State is not in the bonus yet. 23.5 in the quarter. The shot clock is off. Shia Forte gives it into Brittany Campbell, the sophomore guard. Double screen set up. Campbell now guarded by the much taller Cook. Campbell drives and had it. It looked like blocked. I couldn't tell. But it's thrown out of bounds by Campbell. And Bowling Green has 12.8 seconds to work with.
All I know is that Jaden Cook was towering over Brittany Campbell on that possession.
Risky inbound pass, but Woods gets it, drives up the floor, double teamed, falls, and this will end up being a jump ball. Kentucky State will have it for this final possession of 5.7 seconds. Thoroughbreds trying to figure out who's going to inbound the ball. It will be Morgane Patel. Patel passes it in. Adair Mayers gives it back. Runs into each other. Patel can't get a shot off. And Bowling Green with a flawless first quarter, 27-0 over Kentucky State. You're listening to Falcon women's basketball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Did you know Falcon Media Sports Network has video highlights of BGSU athletic events? To see all the moments from your favorite BGSU teams and athletes, head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel or view them on bgfalconmedia.com.
Continue the WBGU experience online by engaging with our social media profiles on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our feeds to stay connected with the local community and receive information about special events and programming. Like us and share our content to help build the WBGU audience. 88.1 FM WBGU Bowling Green is Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
August was born 3 pounds, 9.8 ounces. When I first saw him, it was a whole range of emotions. There's stuff I still want to do. Being a young dad, it's not giving up, it's shifting. I looked through his eyes. I envisioned a whole future with him already. To throw the first football to him, give him ice cream for the first time. My life is now devoted to his life.
Through all of fatherhood's firsts, never stop being a dad. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is Phil Beskid, BGSU Radio Faculty Advisor. You can catch all the Falcon Media Sports Network broadcasts on our 2 stations, WBGU 88.1 FM and Falcon Radio, which can both be found on bgfalconmedia.com. Ziggy.
You are listening to Falcon basketball coverage live on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Bowling Green up 27-0 after the first period of play over Kentucky State. Trey, what do you think so far of this mismatch?
I mean, Bowling Green's getting everything down low, but they're also scoring behind the three-point line, getting those offensive points when they can get it.
And right now, shooting 60% from the field. They've had issues all year long, ranking in the bottom parts of the country in shooting percentage. As the Falcons inbound it, Kiera Miller, the freshman, checked into the game, gives it to Donahue. Donahue drives, looking for help, throws a turnover over the middle. As Forte was the one that got the steal. Campbell, little stutter move, drive to the basket, and a nice touch off the glass. Brittany Campbell gets Kentucky State on the board within the first 20 seconds of the second period.
It was a nice way she kind of floated up there on the rim, or the back iron there, the glass. Nice shot.
Kiera Miller has it at the top of the key, gives it to Fern. Fern, dribble handoff, gets it right back from Donahue. Right wing, Jasmine Fern hits it, gives a little finger guns after the three. It's 30-2 now, Bowling Green. Campbell directing the offense after getting their first basket of the game to open up the quarter. Gives it to Dare Mares. Mares passes it over to Forte, gets it right back. Dare Mares drives hard to the right, over Fern, high shot, and misses. Kiera Miller got the rebound and got grabbed from behind. It's a foul on Kentucky State. Kiera Miller was in the starting lineup and has since fallen out of it, Trey. What do you sort of think of that in the early going this season?
I think the game's just going too quick for her. You know, moving too fast, sitting on the bench allows her to kind of get a sense and ease into the season a little bit. What do you think about that?
Well, it is true. She is a true freshman, the only one on this roster, so that's part of it. As Miller does drive to the basket, goes up with a tough layup, misses. Taya Ellis gets the rebound and goes hard from the left side. Taya Ellis continuing to be there offensively as Donahue almost got the steal and the ball almost came towards us.
And like you said, Ellis, a rebound machine, 4 in the early going of this basketball game.
Had 9 on Sunday, and she has had a great start to the year. Has been a focal point of the starting lineup as Ball is passed in. Mabroom misses it from the left side. And Ellis gets the rebound again, gives it up to Donahue. Donahue, little stutter step, drives hard to the right, goes to the basket, misses. Ellis, another rebound, fights underneath, misses that one. Fern gets the ball, fights, gives it back to Ellis. And the Falcons kick it back out. Donahue driving hard to the right now at the free throw line, stutters, fakes, gives it to Ellis down low. Ellis misses the open layup. And now quickly turned over in transition. Kohler's got the steal. Right wing. Donahue at the free throw line. Does a crossover. Gives it to Kohler. Kohler, little lob pass to Ellis down low. Ellis fighting underneath. And she gets fouled. Tay Ellis gets a spot to the free throw line. A lot of chaos on that part of the floor right now, Trey.
I love the find there from Donahue to Ellis. Just Ellis was not able to capitalize. Luckily, the turnover, I like that a lot. And Ellis using her strength inside yet again to draw another foul.
Falcons already have 5 steals in this game. They've been able to convert off of them as they have 11 points off of turnovers so far as Ellis hits that first free throw.
And guess who's leading that category in steals? Johnny Donahue.
She's had an excellent season so far, had 7 steals on Sunday, already at 3 tonight, and Ellis hit the second free throw as well as Kohler gets the steal. Oh, she thought she had it. Went flying into the scoring table, just had one of her feet out of bounds. Just like football, you got to get both feet in bounds. You can't have one touching out of bounds.
That's right.
34-2, Bowling Green over Kentucky State with 7:37 to go in this second period. Ball is inbounded. Mabroom does a spin shot from 12 feet, misses it as Ellis got the rebound. Feels like she's getting every rebound today. Donahue dribbling towards the Falcon logo at midcourt. Does a backdoor pass to Kohler. Kohler down the baseline to Miller in the right corner. Miller cross-court pass to Donahue. Donahue fakes, gives it out. Jasmine Fern, top of the key, hits the back iron. Almost had another one from beyond the arc. And now in transition, Donahue gets run into by Alicia Triplett. Ellis got the ball, and Jasmine Fern did travel in transition.
You know, the really good thing, though, out of this team, many times I've stressed how Bowling Green's got to find their third, fourth player to go to. Kohler only has 2 points. You're seeing a lot of other role players get in the action really well.
Yeah, nobody has more than 6 points right now. Gherkin, Fern, and Ellis all at a tie at that mark. As the ball is taken in down low and swatted away by Taya Ellis.
My goodness. You saw her wingspan there, and she got all of that basketball.
Soared through the sky like Superman and swatted it down the baseline. Campbell will inbound. Campbell still looking for help. Does a bounce pass down low into Triplett. Triplett hits it off the back iron, and Kohler gets the rebound. Kohler driving hard down the floor, gives it to Gherkin in the left wing. Gherkin shoots over a defender, misses that one. Didn't hit anything there. Now drive down the floor. Mabroom misses it short. Ellis with the rebound. Ellis passes it up to Kohler. Kohler looking back for help. Passes it down low. Ellis drives left and almost had the and one with the left hand. She'll still get the trip to the free throw line. The Falcons have already had 7 trips to the free throw line. Bad news is they're 7 of 14 so far.
You know, there's going to be a lot of highs leaving this game, it being 34-2. One thing that they can definitely improve upon is those free throw shots. And see as this game goes on if they can get better, but something they want to improve for sure.
Ellis hits the first one, and free throws, despite the field goal percentage and three-point percentage hasn't been great for the Falcons. Their free throws have been pretty solid, and just tonight haven't been. But Ellis hits 2 in a row, and she'll be taken out of the game for Jaden Cook. 36-2, Bowling Green over Kentucky State with just over 6 minutes in this second period. Bringing it down the floor is Brittany Campbell. Almost had it stolen by Donahue. Still looking for help. Donahue lurking as always, but Hayes gets the ball and a pass out of bounds. Almost hit head coach Fred Shamil as he had to dodge it in that corner. Kira Miller will inbound while Paige Kohler's double team in the backcourt, so Donahue comes in to help. Kohler bringing it down, the Olmsted Falls, Ohio native. Dribble handoff to Miller. Miller back to Kohler. Kohler, right wing, just misses that one. Long rebound, Gherkin saves it from going out of bounds, but then Hayes will get it away from her. Gherkin try to get a steal from behind, doesn't get it. Pass into the corner, bobbled by Hayes. Hayes up top. Aaliyah Hayes is able to get that one in as Kentucky State has their second basket of the night, 36-4 now.
Fern didn't really have a good shot defensively to get a block or make it tough on Hayes. She was just able to get it over top inside the paint for an easy two.
Donahue now hit down low by Alexis Hayes. It is not a shooting foul, so Falcons will inbound from underneath the basket on the right side. Kara Miller comes out of the game for Kaya Woods. Woods will get the ball, top the key, just at the 5-minute mark in this second period. Donahue, left corner. Donahue hits from outside. Janea Donahue, not known for her three-point shooting, but gets it done there.
She has not made a three-point shot this entire season yet, and that was her first one.
And immediately Donahue diving on the floor trying to get a steal. Instead, she ends up picking up a foul.
You saw the smiles on her face, on her teammates' faces as she made that shot in the corner. Got to be another confidence boost for this basketball team.
And now we will head to our media timeout. This timeout is brought to you by Juniper Brewing Company, 145 South Main Street in downtown Bowling Green, featuring coffee and craft beer and serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. See the latest menu at juniperbrew.com. You are listening to Falcon Women's Basketball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
The Zig Zone, Falcon Media Sports Network's weekly radio show dedicated to BGSU athletics, has a new segment. Make sure to tune into the show every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. to listen to the one-on-one segment, where Holden Ruck will interview a key figure in BGSU athletics.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark, and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
There's so much more WBGU content available online through our social media profiles on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our feeds to get the most up-to-date information about the program schedule, show hosts, and upcoming promotional events. Return to Radio Freedom with WBGU on 88.1 FM, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
Join the Zig Zone Sundays from 4 to 6 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center. Bowling Green up 39-4 over Kentucky State. Trey, so far 8 Falcons have gone on the board tonight.
Yeah, something that is really awesome to see, especially knowing that really up until this point, Bowling Green hasn't had another person to go to outside of Donahue and Kohler. One other thing, though, that's really awesome, 13 points off of turnovers. Again, Bowling Green struggled to create shots all season long, and getting 13 points off of those turnovers that they were getting are huge.
Right now, Kentucky State has turned it over 10 times. 6 times Bowling Green has gotten a steal, and 4 from Janea Donahue. led the MAC a year ago, looking to do it again as Campbell will inbound underneath for the Thoroughbreds. Inbound is into Hayes. Hayes gives it right back to Campbell. Campbell guarded closely by Woods. Aaliyah Hayes with 10 seconds on the shot clock finds Alicia Triplett, and she has it hit off the back iron and in.
That was a really great defense by Gherkin there, but a really good shot there by that woman right there.
Triplett getting on the board now as the Falcons do a dribble handoff to Bland Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick gives it to Kohler. Kohler drives to the free throw line before finding Gherkin in the corner. Gherkin tried to drive, spun out of it. 7 on the shot clock. Kohler calling for his late screen from Cook. Only 5 on the shot clock. Kohler drives, got fouled before her layup attempt. And that should be the 5th foul of this second period. So Paige Kohler will take a trip to the free throw line. And Kohler so far has been the leading scorer for the Falcons this season, but followed closely by Janaea Donahue. They haven't needed to rely on as much as we thought.
And that's what you want. You don't want to rely on one player game in and game out. You want to take the load off of each other and complement each other offensively.
As Kohler hit the first free throw, and the second one is good as well, as she will move to 4 points on the night, along with her 3 assists. And a quick foul in the backcourt on Kaya Woods as she knocked Brittany Campbell to the floor. And that will cause Donahue to check back into the game, as Woods now is at 2 fouls. 41-6, Bowling Green with just under 4 to go in the half. Campbell directing traffic, looks for Aaliyah Hayes to have help, gets it. Hayes looking down low for some action, doesn't get anything. Drives to the left, swatted away by Bland Fitzpatrick. Cook gives it to Donahue. Donahue to Kohler. Kohler, hard and one. Perfect passing down the floor, and the Falcons get an and one.
Beautiful, beautiful basketball. The block on the defensive side, transition offense, and Paige Kohler drawing the and one.
4 straight Falcons giving the ball to each other there before the basket, as now it's the first trip to the line tonight for an and one attempt. Kohler just made 2 free throws and now has this one rattle on in. 44-6 now for the Falcons as they continue to pile it on. Down the floor, Triplett thought about a 3, gives it to Campbell. Campbell driving baseline, and she stepped out of bounds as the ball bounces right in front of us. She tried to make a hero pass before going out, but it was too late. Morgan A. Patel will come in for Brittany Campbell. And now a full court press for the Thoroughbreds as Kohler will get the ball, and that press will back away. Kohler gets a screen from Gherkin. Gherkin didn't have an opening. Gives it down to Donahue. Donahue to Cook. Cook driving left baseline. Uses her body to get down low and finishes it strong. 46-6 now. Pass underneath, and it sails away as Patel tried to get it into Sandlin. And they will say Kentucky State basketball after the officials converse with each other. Patel will inbound it underneath the basket on the right side. Eventually gets it in to Triplett. Triplett takes it from outside, misses it short. Donahue gets the rebound. Donahue up the floor to Bland Fitzpatrick. A perfect pass, and she gets it. Janiah Bland Fitzpatrick gets an easy basket off the great feed from Donahue.
A perfect pass to an offensive score.
Patel drives hard, right side, or actually it was Aaliyah Hayes got the pass from Patel and finishes it strong. 48-8 now, Bowling Green on top with 2:20 to go. Gherkin gets it right elbow. Gherkin hands it off to Donahue. Gherkin gets it back, left wing, fake the three, drives hard to the left, misses it barely, and now stuck in the corner with Sandlin. Eventually got it up to Patel. Patel driving left, stopped by Kohler, kicks it out. Now a three is missed by Aaliyah Hayes. Rebound Kohler, up ahead to Bland Fitzpatrick. Try to gather it down low and finish from the left side of the basket over a couple defenders. Falcons reach 50. Quickly up the floor, right to Donahue as Patel threw it to her. And Donahue drives, gets fouled hard down the floor. And another free throw trip for the Falcons.
That might have been the easiest steal Donahue's had all season. That was right in her chest. She went to the basket, drew the foul. That was beautiful.
Yeah, there was no one near her there almost. It was just thrown right at her. And Donahue already has 5 steals, leading the way in that category. 4 assists tied in the team lead, and 8 points tied in the team lead. She is having a good all-around night and is 1 of 2 from the line so far. Has that first one rattle in.
Donahue's a 93.3 free throw percent shooter on the season.
She went 8 for 8 against Wisconsin. Followed it up, only missing 1 against Marquette when she won MAC Player of the Week a couple weeks ago. Also hits the second free throw. Now Asher bringing it down the floor against Bland Fitzpatrick. Donahue gets herself another steal in the lane, throws it up to Bland Fitzpatrick, and she hits the layup. Janea Donahue already at 6 steals and 5 assists. What a first half.
How about Bland Fitzpatrick, too, being ready in transition?
She's already had a couple of those opportunities so far. As Asher dribbling it. Donahue with another steal. She has turned into a cornerback at this point, and now looking for help. Eventually finds it in Fern. Fern kicks it right corner. Kohler just misses that one.
Her nickname has to be Ball Hawk from here on out. You started it Sunday. It sticks.
Now after the missed 3, Kentucky State will take a moment to set up the offense. Diarra Mabroom will pass it over to Maya Asher. Asher finds Sandlin. Sandlin into Dermers. Dermers has it tipped away by Donahue. Now Asher takes a 3 and misses that one. Bland Fitzpatrick gives it to Kohler. Shot clock is off with 24 seconds. Kohler will look to keep the last shot of the half here. Guarded closely by Mabroom. Clock down to 12. She uses the screen from Taya Ellis, and foul by Sanaya Sandlin. The Falcons are now still in the bonus, and we are on record watch here in Bowling Green as Janea Donahue has 7 steals. The program record is 10 in a game. She could very well get that tonight as Kohler hits the first free throw.
I think the question is, how quick does she get to 10 and maybe 11?
Right now she's had 4 in just the past couple minutes as Kohler's second free throw goes out. 6 seconds left only. Aaliyah Hayes dribbling it down the right side of the floor. Eventually goes out of bounds, and Donahue gets another steal right before halftime. Janea Donahue, like you said, 8 steals as Bowling Green leads 55-8 over Kentucky State in this first half. We will send it back to Nate and Dan in the studio for halftime. You are listening to Falcon Women's Basketball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
On January 31st, 2025, BGSU senior forward Jackson Niedermeyer scored a game-winning goal in overtime on the road against Northern Michigan, notching BG 2 points and securing Niedermeyer's first multi-point game as a Falcon. Falcon Media Sports Network's Ben Korak had the call on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Larson with the shot taken away by Bowling Green. This is Jackson Niedermeyer, takes it up the right wing. Looking for a pass, now looking for a shot, he scores! Jackson Niedermeyer, the overtime winner with a buck left in overtime. And Bowling Green takes the much-needed extra point. What a wrist shot.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
My daughter's Aspen. She has stage 4 neuroblastoma. St. Jude is like, it saved us. The financial help given here goes a long way. The research helps, not just here, it reaches the whole world. And St. Jude is a gift. I just want to say thank you.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
Millions of people all over the world go hungry while we waste our land and water resources. Did you know that raising animals for human consumption uses 8 times as much water as growing fruits, vegetables, and grains? And that the same amount of land can produce 17 times more soybean protein than meat protein? For great vegetarian recipes, write People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. That's PETA, Norfolk, Virginia, 23510. Thanks.
Falcon Media Sports Network produces weekly short-form and long-form social media pieces for in-season sports all year long. Make sure to check out at BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and at BG Falcon Media on Instagram and Facebook to view the content.
Welcome into the Falcon Media Sports Network pregame show here in the WBGU 88.1 FM studio. I'm Nate Henners, joined once again by Dan Ridenauer. The Falcons having a big lead here at the half. Really big lead, to say the least. 55-8, the Falcons leading over the Kentucky State Thoroughbreds. And yeah, I mean, that's quite a commanding lead. So, Dan, how did we get to this difference so far?
Well, currently, as you said, 55-8, just a outstanding performance right now just between Kohler and Donahue, both going along. Donahue currently leads the Orange and Brown with 10 points, which means that she alone has more points than Kentucky State has. Kentucky State only has 3 people who have scored entirely, and then you take a look at Bowling Green, and they have 8 people who've scored together as a team contributing to this effort. But you look at the field goals, Kentucky State's only 4 for 25. You look at what else, they have yet to make a three-pointer. They've attempted 3 of them. And just really looking at the rebounds as well, Bowling Green has 27, Kentucky State has 14 as an entire team. So just a lot of mismatched basketball right now. And then you look at it too, we talk a lot about holding the ball, and we talked a lot about the offense, and we've talked a lot about, what you need to try to get that going. And Kentucky State right now has 15 turnovers as a team, so really just not in your favor. And you might want to argue, possibly, if you're a Kentucky State fan or an onlooker, just that Bowling Green, they've had more possession, but both teams have actually had 39 possessions even, so you can't really make that argument. Just overall, just quite a crazy performance, honestly, to think about in terms of what's going on right now at halftime. Bowling Green, 27 points in the first quarter, and then 28 points in the second quarter. And then Kentucky State had yet to score a point until the second quarter, which is almost unheard of unless you're kind of talking about like rec league basketball or, CYO or something like that. But, beyond that, this has just been a lopsided game so far, and really just a crazy one to see. And we'll see if this continues or if Kentucky State will possibly be able to hit 20 in this game.
I'll tell you, I saw a lot of CYO games back when my sister played St. Pete's Bobcats in here in Ohio, but I've never seen really anything this lopsided before. 55-8 again, our score here at the half. By the way, just going up quarter by quarter, first quarter ended 21-0 with the Falcons ahead. Second, the Falcons scored 28, and that's where the Thoroughbreds scored 8. So definitely be interesting to see how this game goes as we get into the second half. half. We'll talk more about that as well as take a look at what else is going on around the MAC as we continue on with our Falcon Media Sports Network halftime show. You're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hi, this is Christina Ricci with RAIN. Every 2 minutes, another American is sexually assaulted. If you or someone you know has been sexually assaulted, you are not alone. Help is just a call or click away through the National Sexual Assault Hotline. Please call 1-800-656-HOPE, that's HOPE, or visit rain.org, that's RAINN.org.
Brought to you by RAIN and this station.
The Zig Zone, Falcon Media Sports Network's weekly radio show dedicated to BGSU athletics, has a new segment. Make sure to tune into the show every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. to listen to the one-on-one segment, where Holden Ruck will interview a key figure in BGSU athletics.
Welcome back to our Falcon Media Sports Network halftime show. Again, the Falcons up over the Kentucky State Thoroughbreds, 55-8 here at the half. The Falcons, by the way, going on over at the Stroh Center this evening. But let's take a look at what else is going on around the MAC this evening. First off, a game go-in final. Indiana University has defeated Western Michigan 71-53. That game kicked off at 6 o'clock tonight and has just gone final. That game, by the way, went on in Bloomington. Taking a look at a few other games going in or currently in action right now. A game that also tipped off at 6 o'clock tonight. Buffalo now leads Niagara 69-49 in the fourth quarter. 4:41 left for that matchup. Buffalo and Niagara are both kind of close schools to each other, so got to be kind of a little bit of a rivalry up there, even though Niagara is a Division II school, I believe. 2 or 3.
That does sound accurate.
They're a much smaller school. They're not in the MAC, but of course Buffalo is in the MAC. So they at least kind of play in a smaller school too this evening. Buffalo is. All right, another game in action. They also tipped off at 7 o'clock tonight, same time as us, and going on, they're at their halftime as well. Indiana State leading Northern Illinois 40-31 again at the half for them. So we'll keep you guys updated on those two games as they continue on here on this Wednesday evening. Let's take a quick break right now, and we'll be back with more of our Falcon Media Sports Network pregame coverage, or not pregame coverage, excuse me, Falcon Media Sports Network halftime coverage. You're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM.
On November 15th, 2024, BGSU Hockey defeated St. Thomas in a shootout, courtesy of a game winner by defenseman Jack Blake. Falcon Media Sports Network's voice of Falcon Hockey, Ben Korak, had the call of the moment on WBGU 88.1 FM.
And Jack Blake, for all the glory, trying to put this one away with the puck, taking it around, far side wheel, working in with the shot, and he fills it! Jack Blake with the shootout winner! First time in the lineup this season, and Jack Blake is the hero as Bowling Green mobs him.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Welcome back to our Falcon Media Sports Network halftime coverage. The Falcons, I don't know why my voice started sounding like that. The Falcons leading the Kentucky State Thoroughbreds here at the half, 55-8. Nate Henners, Daniel Ridenauer again with you in the WBGU 88.1 studio. And Dan about ready to get into the second half. Taking a look at some players though from the first half for our Falcon Media Sports Network Player of the Game watch.
Exactly, and I'll take it away from here, Nate. Just really a kind of difficult thing to kind of think about on who you want to, overall think about, but obviously Jonea Donahue, Paige Kohler being 2 for the Falcons. Whether or not with Bowling Green having this big of a lead, we'll see much of them playing in this second half of the game, whether going into the third quarter and then into the fourth. We'll probably see a lot of guys, or a lot of girls, that haven't got a lot of playing time this season, seeing a lot of, changing things up, trying things that you may not be able to try otherwise. So we're going to see a lot just mixing up here. So it's kind of difficult to pick a player to watch for the Falcons. So really you just got to, keep your eyes peeled and look out for it and just get the ball moving. Currently right now you need to lock this game down. You need to keep going. You need to kind of try to find a little bit more momentum, and you got the momentum now. So just find a way to continue it onward and really just, get your feet in the door for the rest of the season and just build on the foundation of success that you're going to have going into MAC play as an entire team, not just relying on, 2 or 3 people. So that's what I got for Bowling Green. And then kind of interesting as well, just looking at Kentucky State, seeing the people that they have, and overall just the interesting, thing, just not really a lot of people scoring, just not a great game for them. And, that doesn't mean they're, bad basketball players. That just means that, they're a little bit outmatched overall. But, there's currently 3 on the board for Kentucky State that have gotten points, like Brittany Campbell's a notable one as well. So she's the most recent one to score, going 1 for 2 on the field goal. So I guess she would be the main one to look out for. But overall, we're going to continue onward and see how this can keep it going. Bowling Green going to be utilizing their bench tonight for sure, and going to be getting the momentum going as they take on Defiance on Sunday.
All right, thanks for that, Dan. You are listening to WBGU 88.1 FM in Bowling Green, Ohio. And we thank you for listening tonight to our Falcon Media Sports Network halftime show and our entire coverage this evening. We're going to take a quick break right now, and we'll be back with our final thoughts as we get you ready for the second half as the Falcons lead the Kentucky State Thoroughbreds 55-8 here at the half.
Falcon Media Sports Network writes and publishes over 1,000 stories per year, including game previews, recaps, sidebars, opinion pieces, feature stories, and more. Head over to bgfalconmedia.com to view all of our content for every sport throughout the year.
Welcome back to our Falcon Media Sports Network halftime show. Just a few minutes left until tip-off for the second half. Again, the Falcons leading the Kentucky State Thoroughbreds 55-8. You're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM. And Dan, getting ready for the second half of play. Again, the Falcons having a huge lead. I mean, just a wild lead after this first half. So, what are some things that they might need to adjust for this second half? I'm sure the Thoroughbreds, hopefully they will continue to try to make this whatever they can do to try to keep this somewhat competitive. But what are you expecting from both of these teams here?
This is just a difficult matchup to kind of process. We talked a little bit about earlier just with a CYO type matchup. Kentucky State's colors right now just reminded me a lot of my CYO team, the St. Joe's Maumee Carpenters. So cheer on for them. But beyond that, let's get it back to college here. Just looking at, the difficult scoring game overall, they've had a lot of just momentum going for them, but it's not really there. You thought it would be. They're going to have Savannah State, though, on Saturday, so you really got to be looking forward to that. Going to Savannah, Georgia at Tiger Arena, hoping for the best there and just kind of getting it back along. Take this exhibition game as a learning experience and keep it on rolling forward.
All right, thanks for that, Dan. We'll be back with you guys for our Falcon Media Sports Network post-game show coming up after when playtime is over. We'll be back with you guys here in the WBGU 88.1 FM studio. Right now, though, it's time to head on out to the Stroh Center once again with Trey and Adam. He forgot my name. I forget his name. How's it going out there getting ready for that second half?
Well, you forgot my name for a moment, Nate, but this night will potentially be unforgettable for Bowling Green. Jonea Donahue, 8 steals in the first half, tying her career high. She did that last year at home against Toledo. And for the program history, Lindsey Austin had 10 steals back in February 2004 versus Miami. Trey, you and I weren't born yet when that happened, and Donahue needs 2 steals to tie that performance, 3 to break it.
She's been amazing tonight, and we've seen this all year, but she's just so involved defensively, trying to get the basketball whenever she can, but then she's always attacking the hoop and being a force on the offensive side as well.
Right now, 10 points leading the team, 5 assists leading the team, along 8 steals and 4 rebounds. And the Falcons defensively, that first quarter that they had where they held Kentucky State scoreless, that's their first scoreless quarter by an opponent since 22-23 season against Detroit Mercy. We are counting down the return to action here as the buzzer sounds. As Amaya Adair-Mars inbounds it right in front of us to Amaya Asher. Woods, Kohler, Donahue, Fern, and Ellis are the 5 for the Falcons as Donahue almost had a steal there. Donahue tips it away again as she is everywhere around the floor, smiling while just making it a nightmare for this Thoroughbreds offense. Rebound underneath, battle down low, and Amaya Adair-Mars hits the layup on the second chance opportunity. Kaya Woods quickly brings it down the floor. Woods got the start tonight. Missed the first couple games of the year due to an injury, but has since come back strong. And now Taya Ellis picks up, actually it will be Jasmine Fern that picks up the offensive foul as she was trying to set a screen for Taya Ellis. Bowling Green up 55-10. Asher bringing up the left side of the floor. Kai Wood still playing aggressive defense, up 45. And Asher continuing to look for help. Finds it in Mabroom. Mabroom swings it around. Triplet had her shot blocked by Taya Ellis and rebounded by Jasmine Fern. Kohler cross-court pass to Donahue. That was risky. And now in transition, Aaliyah Hayes gets the steal and layup. Donahue brings it down the floor quickly. Kohler hands it off to Woods. Woods driving hard to the basket. Try to scoop to underneath to Ellis. Ellis looking for help. Finds it in Donahue. Donahue gives to Kohler. 10 on the shot clock. Fern from way outside hits the back iron and misses. Quickly down the floor. Aaliyah Hayes has her shot off target. Layup underneath is missed. And they're going to say Mabroom.
Jump ball.
Had a jump ball as Kohler got in there. Trey, so far the Falcons struggling a bit up offensively to open up the half.
Yeah, they're running a little bit too quick, getting in their offensive sets. I feel like this is a really good time to slow down and run what you want to run very well.
Right here, Paige Kohler gives it to Donahue top the key. Kaya Woods driving to her right, got stopped, and they're going to call Alicia Triplet for the foul. Falcons will inbound the ball underneath the basket on the right side.
We talked about Kaya Woods playing really good defense, it being a really huge lead. You're seeing that again in the second half. And something that you've been seeing all season long.
And there, Kaya Woods also inbounding the ball into Taya Ellis right there, and it leads to Ellis having a good shot attempt and getting fouled. Coach Shamil not happy. He wanted Ellis to keep the ball up high, utilize her height there.
Taya Ellis is a 75% free throw shooter on the season.
And she's 4-4 so far tonight with 8 points and 8 rebounds. The first one, with some help from the rim, goes in. (56-12), Bowling Green over Kentucky State. And the second free throw is good as well. Taya Ellis, one of the tallest players on the floor, but 6 of 6 from the line. Now quickly in transition, Kentucky State loses that one. And officials converse with each other, and they will say Bowling Green ball. As Mabroom got it in transition, couldn't hold on to it.
Kentucky State playing very tight on the out-of-bounds play to Bowling Green.
And now Jaden Cook comes in for Taya Ellis. Kohler will inbound from almost towards the right corner to Cook. Cook gives it right back. Kohler guarded closely by Asher. She'll continue to drive all the way to the basket. Goes hard, and Paige Kohler gets the and one.
An excellent play there by Kohler, getting the ball out of bounds, going straight to the basket, drawing contact, but also making the shot, getting herself a chance to get an and one opportunity.
Amaya Asher was almost letting her go with her right hand, and Kohler went with it, getting all the way to the basket and making the shot. Here the free throw hits off the front of the iron, and Kohler gets her own rebound, fighting through a jump ball, and it will be Kentucky State basketball.
Kohler went into immediate basketball mode to get it to herself, not realizing that Kentucky State gets a jump ball play.
And Kohler, 5 rebounds, second on the team now, and that ball flies out of bounds as Mabroom was guarded closely by Kaya Woods, and it flew out of bounds. (59-12), Bowling Green up with 7:36 in the third period. As Kaya Woods gets the inbound, looking for help, gives it to Kohler. Kohler hounded by Brittany Campbell, and eventually a foul will be called.
Tell you what, Adam, Taya Ellis is 2 rebounds away from having a double-double herself.
Yeah, she was very close as well on Sunday. Had 9 rebounds. And now Joniah Bland-Fitzpatrick came in for Kaya Woods. Donahue, dribble handoff to Kohler. Kohler backs outside, guarded well by Triplett. Triplett gets switched on to Fitzpatrick before Kohler gets it, drives middle of the lane. Kohler goes hard to the basket, gets fouled. Paige Kohler getting herself to the free throw line tonight. She's 4 of 6 so far and has 2 more waiting, as she is tied for the team lead with 10 points. Taya Ellis has 10, and Janaea Donahue has 10.
When you try to put yourself into the paint and make a layup, you're going to have bodies there. Drawing contact is a really good way. Kohler is great at that, giving herself an opportunity for 2 points here.
Last game, the Falcons didn't have many free throw attempts, only 8 on the night. When asked about it, head coach Fred Shamil said he didn't want to say how he really felt. He didn't want to end up getting in trouble, as Kohler made the first, missed the second, got her own rebound like the last trip before it gets to Bland-Fitzpatrick on the left side, misses that layup. Ball is tipped around before Bland-Fitzpatrick has it hit off her knee and go out of bounds off of cameraman. Substitution as Shia Forte comes in for Sanaya Sandlin. Inbound is to Asher. Asher gives it to Leah Hayes. Hayes back to Asher. Towards the right side of the top of the key. Now hard drive to the basket by Forte. Forte spinning, trying to get around Cook. Misses that one. Forte gets her own rebound. Then it's taken away down low by Triplett. Triplett now passes it out. Shot is blocked by Donahue and then thrown back into play again before Donahue gets it up to Kohler. Kohler to Bland-Fitzpatrick. Donahue driving hard to the right. Donahue gets fouled. And she'll earn herself a trip to the free throw line.
And Donahue looking for points 11 and 12 once she gets to the free throw line.
Don't know if they'll count it as a steal, as Kentucky State, they were trying to save the ball from out of bounds and Donahue got it, but doesn't look like they'll credit her with it there, as she's just 2 steals away from tying the program record by Lindsey Austin back in 2004. Jim went absolutely quiet for that first free throw as she missed it off the back iron. Donahue now has her second miss on the night from the line. And the second one is pure. 61-12 now. Bowling Green, 6:20 to go in the third period. Asher dribbling up towards the free throw line, backs away, shoots a mid-range shot, and hits it over Paige Kohler. Asher utilizing the space she was given. Now pressuring Donahue in the backcourt. Donahue drives, stops, gives it to Gherkin. Gherkin, left wing, has that one go to the right of the basket. Bland Fitzpatrick does a volleyball set back in to Jaden Cook, and Jaden Cook finishes it. Bland Fitzpatrick just tipped it right back in bounds.
That was a very awesome play to watch. And then Cook laying it up and in for two. Nice play.
Now drive to the basket by Adair Mares. Misses it, and it eventually bounces off of Asher. Bowling Green basketball. No substitutions. It will be Donahue inbounding. Kentucky State showing pressure. Bland Fitzpatrick falls hard to the floor, almost got stepped on as well. But Kohler has the ball, handoff to Donahue. Almost a 10-second call as Donahue drives hard to the right side of the basket and hits that layup. Janea Donahue puts herself in sole possession of the game lead in points. She's at 13 now. Asher, crossover move, finds herself on the right elbow, doesn't have anything there. Aaliyah Hayes looking for help, only 13 on the shot clock, gives it back to Asher. Asher gives it right back to Aaliyah Hayes. Hayes goes for a mid-range shot, swatted away by Jaden Cook. Janea Donahue, strong pass into the corner. Bland Fitzpatrick has her shot, falls short. The ball is tipped out of bounds, and it's Kentucky State ball.
How many times have we seen Bowling Green get their hands on the ball? At 7 blocks now on the night.
And we will head to a media timeout as Bowling Green is up 65-14. This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company. You can find the latest menu at juniperbrew.com. You're listening to Falcon Women's Basketball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Falcon Media Sports Network produces more feature stories about BGSU athletics than any other media outlet. Make sure to head over to bgfalconmedia.com and follow Falcon Media Sports Network at BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and BG Falcon Media on Instagram and Facebook to stay up to date with all of our content.
On November 1st, 2024, BGSU men's soccer defeated nationally ranked Western Michigan for the first time in a decade. Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer was on the call on the WBGU PBS YouTube channel.
History has been made here at Cochran Stadium for the first time in 37 regular season matches for the Western Michigan Broncos, and for the first time in a decade, the Bowling Green Falcons take down the Western Michigan Broncos by a final score of 3-0 here at Cochran Stadium. Wow!
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Now back to more Falcon basketball action live on WBGU 88.1 FM.
After hearing that Lucas Kleinmeyer featured call, we are back here at the Stroh Center. Bowling Green up 65-14 over Kentucky State as the Falcons shooting 51% from the field tonight. Trey, that's got to be encouraging.
It is. And you know, the first month of the season had a really tough schedule. Facing a lot of really good opponents, making it hard to develop a offensive rhythm. You're hoping with this matchup here today against Kentucky State, you can get that consistency offensively going against other teams going forward.
And now they're going to get some minutes for younger players, or mix of young and old, as Emily Cecil, Sophia Moskane, Layla Harrison, Kendall Moxie, and Kiera Miller are the new 5 for the Falcons. Asher brings it up the floor, guarded by Cecil. Passes it over to Campbell. Campbell gets it down low to Hayes. Hayes drives hard, tries to go up and under, rebound underneath, and it was Adair Mares down low who got the rebound and will earn herself a trip to the free throw line.
Layla Harrison was called for the personal foul there.
The Falcons on the floor right now have all had their varying minutes, times to shine. Not exactly consistent play. First free throw off the front of the iron and missed. And that is shockingly the first free throw attempt tonight for Kentucky State. Bowling Green's at 30 attempts. Second free throw is good at the dismay of the Falcon fanatics in attendance as Moxie tried to inbound it to Miller and it just goes out of bounds. And Coach Shamil immediately looks for some subs. He gets Kaya Woods and Taya Ellis into the game as he's frustrated with that play right there. Those subs will immediately happen. Moxie and Miller, the two involved in that play, will be taken out.
The important thing coming out of today with the lead that we have, stay healthy. You don't want any injuries. So the thought process is to get your other players involved.
Now action down low and it's thrown out of bounds. Turnover. And now Mose Kane will be the one to inbound with this new look. Kaya Woods gets it, looking for help down the floor, gives it to Mose Kane. The forward from Brazil. Now Woods, crossover move, needs some help. Hands it off to Harrison. Harrison looking for someone down low, gives it to Taya Ellis. Ellis backing down Asher. Ellis still looking for help now as two defenders are on her, and she ends up getting fouled. And the Falcons should be in the bonus. And yeah, they signal two free throws coming Taya Ellis's way. 65-15 with 4:05 left to go in this game. Assistant coach John Nicolay will be here on the broadcast for postgame, along with a lot of coverage from Falcon Media Sports Network on bgfalconmedia.com. You can see all our news and stories there as the second free throw is good. As Taya Ellis up to 12 points, 8 for 8 from the line, along with 8 rebounds. Inbound to Asher. Asher uses the screen, drives hard to the right side, gets blocked by the duo of Ellis and Mose Kane before Mose Kane gave it to Woods. Woods didn't have it. Then Cecil gets the ball, gets knotted up, and they're going to say foul in the backcourt. I couldn't see on who through that little pile, but it's going to lead to Emily Cecil free throws.
In the 8th block by Bowling Green against Kentucky State. Again, just how dangerous our bigs have been down low, with Taya Ellis having 3 of those blocks.
Yeah, Ellis was the one credited with the block, but Mose Kane was also there as Cecil hits the first free throw, her first point of the night. And the second free throw is also good. Falcons 69-15 with 3:40 to go in the third period over Kentucky State. Dribbling on the outside, Adair Mars driving, spin move, and she traveled. She did a nice move, but took an extra step.
I was just going to say, I was going to credit her for that ability to get to the basket, but just moved her feet too many times there.
Kentucky State has more than double the turnovers of the Falcons. BG has 8, while Kentucky State has 20. As Woods inbounds it to Ellis, gets it back, going up the floor, has an advantage, finds Cecil, right wing. Emily Cecil hits the back iron. Offensive rebound by Sophia Mose Kane. Kaya Woods decides to set it back up. Woods drives hard to the left side, scoop layup, missed it. Rebounded by Harrison for a second, and then off of Kaya Woods as she was stepping out of bounds and the ball hit her. And Cecil steals the inbound, has it in the corner, gives it to Woods. Woods looking for help.
That was a heads-up play by Cecil there. Caught Kentucky State off guard.
Has been getting some steals as she started the previous 2 games, and they're going to say a foul on the outside. And that, or actually down low, as Moskane didn't have the ball, but she will be the one going to the line. Sophia Moskane misses the first free throw. She's had some opportunities to play in the early going of the season. And the second free throw rattles in as she gets on the board. Kiera Miller's a freshman. Moskane, a redshirt freshman as she came during the spring semester last season. The 2 young players on the squad as it's 70-15 Bowling Green. Now dribbling around in the corner is Alexis Hayes. Try to make a pass. It's tipped away, but Cecil and Ellis bumped into each other and couldn't corral it. As the Falcons have had every player on the roster play today, all 13 have entered the game, and we're still in the 3rd period. Asher makes a pass down low. It's too long. Harrison gets the steal, throws it up to Moskane. Moskane finishes it with her left hand. Sophia Moskane. Only the second time the Falcons have been at home this season, so Moskane getting some buckets in the Stroh Center. Now drive to the basket, goes too far. Ellis got the rebound off the Patel miss. Woods dribbling it up the floor. Hand off in the corner to Cecil. Cecil drives, tries to go left, had it stripped for a second, got it to Ellis, and Taya Ellis finishes it off the backboard.
Gosh, I've been really impressed with Taya Ellis using her body, rebounds, getting those layups. It's been a sight to see tonight.
14 points, 9 rebounds, and perfect 8 for 8 from the free throw line, along with her 3 blocks. Now down the floor, Alexis Hayes gave it to Amaya Asher. Asher looking for a screen from Aaliyah Hayes. Spins, shoots mid-range.
That was a gorgeous shot by McBroom. You know, she's been frustrated all night with Bowling Green's ability to pressure their offense, but man, that was a really nice shot in the mid-range.
Yeah, McBroom, an excellent job there driving. So the Falcons got the floor quickly before trying to set up the offense. And they're going to say foul here as the official starts talking to a player. Yes, it will be a foul on
Patel.
Morgane Patel, as she was at the logo with Kaya Woods and decided to foul her. So more free throws coming up for the Falcons, as this will be the 37th and 38th attempts of the game.
2 more attempts, but the over-under was.
Woods will hit the first free throw. Up to 5 points now in the night. And the second one is also good. Bowling Green with 35 more free throw attempts than the Kentucky State Thoroughbreds. As now quickly, Brittany Campbell brought it up the floor and passed it right to Aaliyah Hayes, who had her foot out of bounds where she caught it on the left wing. Just under a minute to go in this 3rd period. Inbound to Layla Harrison. Harrison takes it up the floor herself, finds an opening on the right side, decides to drive a bit to the basket, needs some help, has 2 defenders on her, throws it up to Kaya Woods. Woods goes back to half court to set up a play, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Taya Ellis. Amaya Adair-Mars getting in the face of Ellis after that call, but I don't think Ellis will mind too much. She gets to take a break now, and Jaden Cook comes in.
That's Ellis's first personal on the night.
Brittany Campbell bringing it up the floor, guarded closely by Woods with almost a 60-point lead. Kaya Woods guarding all the way up the floor, and now Campbell fouled hard by Cook from behind. a foot difference in that matchup. And Campbell went up strong and will earn herself a trip to the free throw line. Only the third and fourth attempts for the Thoroughbreds all night.
Campbell is shooting 25% from the free throw line this season.
The sophomore from Cincinnati, Ohio, has the first one almost get wedged on the back of the rim and falls in. The shot clock will be off for the next possession. Second free throw off to the left, rebounded by Cook. Woods gets it left side of the floor, driving strong to the basket. Woods, reverse layup. Kaya Woods going strong to the basket with an immaculate shot. Now 12 seconds left only in the quarter. Moskane tipped the ball, couldn't get the steal, now does. Sophia Moskane, 6 seconds. She's alone up the floor. She needs some help before this last shot. Kaya Woods looking for some help, and kick ball violation.
And it's going to be 0.8 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Moskane was looking for some help, all alone up the floor. Now 0.8 seconds left. Throw in, Cook, last second shot, just had to go over. 78-18 as Bowling Green is leading over Kentucky State. And we will be back in just a few minutes. You're listening to Falcon Women's Basketball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Unlike other local sources, Falcon Media Sports Network and BG Falcon Media will never charge a paywall to view our content. However, if you are looking to support student media, you can donate at the bottom of our stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
My therapist had told me that I needed to go to AA meetings, but I wasn't sure whether I wanted to go because I didn't want to be an alcoholic. That was not what I wanted to grow up and be. I didn't want to go to AA, but I did, and it wasn't what I expected by any means. It was friendly. I could feel it. I mean, I could feel the happiness. It's really great.
Visit AA.org for more information and download the Meeting Guide app to find a meeting near you.
On August 28th, 2025, BGSU football running back Cameron Petaway returned a kickoff 97 yards for a touchdown on the first play of the season against Lafayette. The second straight year the Falcons found pay dirt on the first play of the campaign. Falcon Media Sports Network Sean Connolly had the call of the moment on Falcon Radio.
Dumont kicks it away, and we are underway in the 2025 football season, and it will be returned. Looks like he's got an opening, and will we see it again? There he goes. He's at the 50. There he goes for the second straight year. He will be gone. 2 years in a row, Cameron Petaway. Touchdown Falcons. Unbelievable.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
After this game wraps up, more coverage continues online at bgfalconmedia.com.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center. Bowling Green up 78-18 over Kentucky State. Trey, it has been an electric night in the Stroh Center.
It really has. But offensively, this is what you wanted to see. 26 bench points by the Falcons offense, really helping out our starters on both sides of the floor, though. Defensively, they've been fantastic as well.
Cecil inbounds the ball right in front of us as Kiera Miller will get it. Ball is swung around Moskane, left wing, gets it to the top of the key to set up the offense. Gives it to Cecil. Cecil driving hard to the right side of the basket. Lobs it up to Kendall Moxie, and Moxie puts it in. Kendall Moxie joins the scoring party as only two more players are yet to score for the Falcons. Campbell on the right wing. The Falcons utilizing more of a zone here down the stretch. Sek throws up a shot and misses it. And now Moxie thought she had a block, but she ends up with the foul.
Going back to that play before, I love that floater pass by Cecil, floating it up for the assist. That was really good basketball.
The Falcons doing more of that in this game and last game, just throwing it up high, using that height advantage that they have over some teams. Shia Forte's first free throw hits off the rim a couple times and doesn't fall.
Forte is averaging 6.9 points per game, and at the free throw line, 81.1% free throw shooter.
Second free throw as the crowd gets into it is good. 80-19 now in this fourth period. Only about 40 seconds into it as Kiara Miller bringing it down the floor, the only freshman on this roster, or true freshman at that. Gives it to Emily Cecil. Cecil drove by Asher, lobs it up to Moxie, doesn't have it, but there's a foul.
Cecil tried to replicate that same play she had previously. This time, too much contact forces the foul. Falcons will take it out of bounds.
Defense adjusting to the Falcons there. And these are valuable minutes for players like Kiara Miller or Layla Harrison and Moxie and Moskane, all of them almost, except Cecil's played a lot, as the inbound goes straight to Moxie and she scores once again.
It's really important for the Falcons to stay healthy, but to also allow experience for other players to evolve too throughout the season as well.
That shot underneath is missed. Kiara Miller will get it in transition, drives, hesitates the basket, and gets fouled. Kiara Miller and Layla Harrison, the two players on the Falcons that haven't scored yet. Miller now will have 2 free throws.
Kiara Miller averaging 3.3 points per game and is so far 100% pure at the free throw line on the season.
Miller hits the second free throw as well. And now Layla Harrison would be the last one needed for the whole roster to get a point in today's match. 84-19, 8:45 left in this ball game. Harrison will be the one guarding Mabroom. Down the court, Mabroom drives in the center of the paint, passes it in the corner. Asher driving again through the center of the paint, passes it out before a tough mid-range shot by Aaliyah Hayes. It's rebounded underneath. Kiara Miller passes it left wing. Sophia Moskane hits it from outside. Sophia Moskane, her first 3 in the Stroh Center. 87-19 now. Mabroom driving, passes it in the corner. 3-point attempt is off, and rebound by Harrison, as Aaliyah Hayes couldn't get that one to fall. Moskane gets it left wing, won't shoot it this time, gives it to Cecil. Cecil dribble handoff to Miller. Miller driving, goes to the left hand, has it hit off the side of the backboard. Quickly up the floor, Asher takes it, drives, gets the and one. Amaya Asher goes strong to the basket and has an opportunity to make it 3 on this trip.
That was a really good play by Asher there in transition. And, you know, something that we haven't seen much out of this group. As the game winds down, that was a really nice basket by Asher.
Asher got the start tonight, had 3 of 7 starts to begin the year, and hits that free throw. And now, once again, a full court press. Inbound to Moxie. Defense backs off a little bit. Miller brings it past the Falcon logo and gets fouled hard. But Broom immediately helps her up. She's not intending to do anything dirty late in the game up when it's a 65-point deficit. Cecil will inbound. Miller gets the ball back, guarded by Mabroom again. Harrison now the only player in the Falcons scoreless, but she's looking to pass. Gives it to Miller on the right wing. 13 seconds on that shot clock. Pass in the left corner. Sophia Moskane hits it again from beyond the arc. Sophia Moskane. She's up to 11 points already. 4 for 4 from the field, 2 for 2 from downtown.
That's a very awesome sign to see out of one of your bench players. Again, you want to see that rhythm develop throughout the season.
A player with height that can shoot as well is now down the floor. Shia Forte passes it to Amaya Asher. Asher spins in the paint, looks for a pass, has it swatted away. Now underneath. Aaliyah Hayes will finish it from the right side. 90 to, oh, and there's a foul call. A lot of action on these inbound plays, it feels like tonight. And it will be an offensive foul on the Falcons. And a quick substitution as Layla Harrison will be taken out for Lauren Gherkin. .6:49 left. The inbound, wide open mid-range shot for Aaliyah Hayes. Rebound underneath by Moskane. Moskane stuck in the backcourt, double teamed. Finds Miller. Miller has to get it up the floor. Gherkin gets it, drives in the middle of the paint, has it swatted. Looks for help, finds it. Moskane, right wing, open again. Sophia Moskane, 14 points in her 8 minutes so far, her third three-pointer. Quickly down the floor, Mabroom hits that mid-range.
How about Sophia Moskane from downtown?
Tied for the team lead in points, coming off the bench late here. Emily Cecil will drive down the floor, an uncontested left-handed layup. And the Falcons continue to pile it on, nearing the 100-point mark as it is 95-26. Both teams slowing it down here. Mabroom guarded by Gherkin down all the way by the logo. Asher passes it to Forte. Forte misses that shot. Gherkin gets the rebound. She'll look for help, gives it to Cecil. Cecil has it, and they call a timeout as head coach Fred Shamil will look to make substitutions. This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company, proud creators of Ale Ziggy Zumba, a light ale made in collaboration with BG Athletics and available at Juniper Brewing Company on South Main Street and Northwest Ohio Kroger stores. Details at juniperbrew.com. You're listening to Falcon Women's Basketball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hey everybody, this is Kevin Hutchinson, host of The Swoop.
And this is Brooke Blake, executive producer for The Swoop. The Swoop is BG24's sports talk show about all things BGSU athletics.
New episodes come out every Thursday at 6 p.m. at bgfalconmedia.com.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
You are listening to Falcon Media Sports Network's women's basketball coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center. Bowling Green up 95-26 over Kentucky State with only 5:26 left to go in this matchup. Trey, it has been an exciting night for the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm really excited about what Sophia Moskane's done coming off the bench. When you have a player her size at 6'2", that can play well around the perimeter and inside, it has the defense wanting to respect your game, which opens up the floor for a lot of opportunities offensively. So whenever Shamil needs to go to their bench, he now knows that Moshkin can develop into a shooter that can provide points for this Falcons offense.
Getting her first points in the Stroh Center now. Every player in the team has scored except Layla Harrison. How encouraging is that just to see all of them get sort of confidence going?
It's really encouraging because heading into today, again, the offense was very inconsistent. And although it's a D2 school, we got to take that into consideration. But you hope that this team can have a sense of confidence, knowing that they can make shots and that they can put points on the board, it being 95-26.
Falcons come out of the timeout with Cecil, Moskane, Moxie, Gherkin, and Miller as the 5. Inbound is towards Moskane. It was stolen away for a second. Moskane got it back, and now a jump ball, which will be in favor of Kentucky State. Never satisfied as Coach Shamil looks even frustrated while up by 69 points. Brought up the floor by Mabroom. Throws it down low to Sandlin, and it's over her head as Cecil was in on the coverage, almost like a cornerback, and it'll be Falcons ball. Miller will be the one inbounding. Kara Miller brings it down the floor. Looks to Moskane. Moskane gives to Cecil. Cecil. Dribble handoff to Gherkin. Gherkin to Moskane. Miller drives down the lane and gets it blocked. And there will be a media timeout, so Juniper Brewing Company gets more airtime. This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company. You can find the latest menu at juniperbrew.com. We'll be back in just a few moments as you're listening to Falcon Women's Basketball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad.
Start your mornings right with The Morning Show on WBGU 88.1 FM, Northwest Ohio's community radio station. Join Clint Corp, a trusted voice in our community, weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m. for the latest local news, BGSU happenings, and all the events that matter to you. WBGU 88.1 FM, Northwest Ohio's community radio station. Your morning, your community, your voice.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
At the Stroh or on the road, the Falcon Media Sports Network is covering the Falcons all season.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center. Bowling Green up 95-26 over Kentucky State. As the Falcons have the ball with 7 seconds on the shot clock, 4:51 to go in this game. Kara Miller will inbound to the rest of her team in a box formation, covering the block.
Watch out for a player to be ready and open down low for an easy layup coming out of the timeout right here.
We're still waiting for the okay for them to come back from the TV timeout. And we're all set. Kara Miller looking down low, ends up passing it outside to Cecil. Cecil back to Miller. Miller drives to the right. With 1 second on the shot clock, has that one go long, and a shot clock violation.
That was really good defense by Kentucky State. They knew what the Falcons wanted to do and prevented them from getting a basket inside the paint.
Mabroom will bring it down the floor, passes it to Hayes. Hayes finds Sandlin down low. Sandlin has little resistance as she goes over Cecil, making it 95-28 now. Kiera Miller dribbles it down the floor. Miller, nice stutter move, looking for help. Finds it in Harrison. Mose Kane has it, top of the key. Dribble handoff to Cecil. Cecil does a good in and out sham god move. Backdoor pass to Kiera Miller, who gets it and one. Great offensive motion there, and it leads to Miller getting the bucket.
Beautiful, beautiful basketball. Cecil hesitating, and Miller going out and then cutting inside of the paint, having that open window, getting a layup, but also drawing contact, getting herself a chance to get points here at the free throw line.
Kiera Miller looking for the three-point play and hits off the back iron, rebounded by Forte. Quick pass up the floor, and it will lead to a jump ball. Bowling Green has the arrow. Layla Harrison got in there and was knotted up with Adair Mears. Miller passes it to Moxie. Moxie looking for help, finds it in Harrison. Layla Harrison brings it up the court, drives to the left side, gets fouled. And Layla Harrison, the last scoreless Falcon, she'll have 2 free throw attempts here. Harrison has the first one hit off the rim and not go in. The second free throw swirls out to the crowd's dismay, but it still remains 97-28. Pass inside, Hayes looking in the corner for help from Adair Mears. Now Mabroom gets it, passes it over to Aaliyah Hayes. Hayes tries to make a pass down low, stolen by Moxie. Now Sandlin fights with it, but Moxie comes away and prevails. Now Miller does a spin move to get by the press. Looking down low, has it stolen away. Now pass all the way down the floor, stolen by Cecil. Both teams giving it away. Cecil now throws it up. Kiera Miller, wide open three. She hits it. Bowling Green will hit the 100-point mark. 100-28 with 3 minutes left to go. And we will have a timeout from Kentucky State as Juniper Brewing Company keeps getting their money's worth, as this timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company, proud creators of Isle Ziggy Zumba, a light ale made in collaboration with BG Athletics and available at Juniper Brewing Company on South Main Street in Northwest Ohio Kroger stores. Details at juniperbrew.com. You're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM.
It's 4 a.m., Monday, and you're literally sucking baby snot through a tube because she's congested. Man, that's love. And if you love her that much, love her enough to make sure she's buckled in the right car seat. To make sure your child's in the right seat for their age and size, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Check out more Falcon athletic coverage online at bgfalconmedia.com.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center as Bowling Green is up 100-28. They're up by 72 points over Kentucky State. Trey, the Falcons getting it going offensively, shooting efficiently, except the free throw line, but overall, a lot of things to be happy about.
Yeah, again, you want to, I've said it time and time again today, where offensively it's been a struggle. You just want to come in today, try to get some confidence going. You've seen a lot of great things. They've shot the ball well in the paint. They've shot the ball well behind the three-point line. And you're seeing a lot of these bench players get reps, which is really crucial as we get into the deeper parts of the season.
Kentucky State swinging the ball around. Alexis Hayes passes it in the corner to Aaliyah Hayes. Now down low, Adair Mears goes strong and misses that one. Or actually, that's Forte And now Moxie gets the rebound, passes it up the floor to Kiera Miller. Falcons going down the floor. Miller drives to the middle, finds Mose Kane. Another three, that one's too far. Moxie gets the rebound and fouled hard. Mose Kane took that three, fading to her right, trying to get another one to fall.
And that's the confidence I'm talking about. She's knocked several of those down tonight. She has the confidence and the green light, for that matter, to shoot that ball, even when the score is what it is.
Moxie has not had a free throw attempt tonight, but does have 4 points with 4 rebounds and 2 steals. The first free throw is no good. Second one, also no good as it went too far. Rebounded by Aaliyah Hayes. Score remains 128 with 2:25 to go. Stay tuned for the post game where I'll be joined by assistant coach John Nicolay and our BG Food and Drink Guide player of the game. And there's going to be a foul underneath on Mose Kane as Sandlin was trying to drive inside. The Falcons will face Defiance on Sunday once again in the Stroh Center. That game will be at 1 p.m. and it will be covered by Falcon Media Sports Network here on WBGU as another foul, it appears. This time it's on Emily Cecil. And Kentucky State heads into the bonus. It will be Shia Forte to the line. 70% so far on the season. Forte hits the first one.
She was a player that I really was locked in on to see how well she played. Hasn't really had an impact today against the Falcons.
And her second free throw, no good, rebounded by Moxie. And Kiera Miller almost had the ball stolen by Campbell. The two small guards chasing each other down the floor. Mose Kane, left wing for three, has it hit the back iron. Rebound by Moxie. Now Cecil, top of the key, wide open, and she hits. Emily Cecil from outside as the Falcons continue to pour it on. 11 of 25 now from downtown. Now shot in the left corner, high arcing three by Aaliyah Hayes. And it goes in, 103-32 with 1:34 remaining. Moxie fought with some thoroughbred defenders in the corner before giving it to Miller. Miller driving through traffic, finds Mose Kane, left corner, Mose Kane misses that one. Moxie fights down low and will pick up a foul.
It's really awesome to see the entire bench on the Bowling Green side get excited, that energy that they're having right now. The lead that they're playing with, but also knowing that their teammate Mose Kane has had a phenomenal game off the bench.
Yeah, she hit her first 4 shot attempts, has missed her last 3 now, but still 12 points. If she ends up hitting another 3, that would get her to 15 and first on the team tonight. As Sandlin will go to the free throw line as there was a foul down low on the rebound, and that first one is missed. The Falcon faithful still waiting for back-to-back missed free throws, and they get it there. Rebound by Jaden Cook, gave it to Harrison down the floor, and Harrison steps out of bounds with the ball.
The Falcons have only had 13 turnovers on the night, so they've been really good at protecting the basketball and, on the other end, forcing a ton of turnovers against Kentucky State.
Kentucky State, 28 turnovers in the night, more than double what BG has, and there's another one as it's stolen away, tipped around, and ended up in the hands of Mose Kane. Mose Kane dribbling down the floor before having her pass stolen away by Forte. Forte gives it over to Hayes. Hayes spins, drives by a couple BG defenders before missing it. Layla Harrison gets the rebound, and Kiera Miller has the ball, 46 seconds remaining. Coach Shamil says no shot as they'll take the shot clock violation. 103-32, a big confidence boost, and this game will propel Bowling Green to 4-4 on the season.
Last year, Bowling Green was very successful at home, and starting the season 2-0 at home is another awesome way to beginning this homestand.
They'll take the shot clock violation with only 19.5 seconds to go. And every Falcon was able to score today. Every Falcon scored at least 4 except Layla Harrison. Wasn't able to, only attempted 2 free throws and missed both of those. And Brittany Campbell will hold the ball here and let the clock run out as Bowling Green wins 103-32. Trey, any final thoughts before we kick it back to our post-game studio?
Just really excited to see this offense and this team, both offensively and defensively, I should say, play with passion, play with energy, and complimenting one another whenever their teammates play really well. And you're seeing that today.
Well, thank you, Trey, for being with me today. I look forward to calling games with you the rest of this season. And we will step aside. We will have post-game interviews. You will have the post-game coverage from Nate and Dan in the studio. You are listening to Falcon Women's Basketball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
If you ever miss the Zig Zone on Sundays from 4 to 6 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, or just want to re-listen to the program, each show is posted in full on bgfalconmedia.com with timestamps so you can skip ahead to your favorite part.
Hi, radio listeners out there. When you hear Sam Hunt singing This Land Is Your Land, originally written by Woody Guthrie, then it's Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Every Wednesday at 1 o'clock right here on WBGU, Melissa's Hour of Song specializes in vocal music of a variety of range, from folk to rock to blues. So tune in and enjoy an hour of vocal music.
Falcon Media Sports Network and BG Falcon Media takes pictures for nearly all BGSU and Bowling Green related events throughout the year. Head over to bgfalconmedia.com to check out thousands of photos and all the content.
What if you were wearing something sexy? What if you were drinking? What if you made the first move? No matter what, sexual assault is never your fault. Support is available 24/7 through the National Sexual Assault Hotline. Call 1-800-656-HOPE or visit RAINN.org. That's RAINN.org. This is Christina Ricci with RAINN, reminding you it's never your fault.
Brought to you by RAINN and this station.
Wake up and get going with the music you know and love. Early Bird Oldies broadcasts weekdays from 4 to 6 a.m. and plays all the tunes you remember. Find WBGU on the bottom of the dial at 88.1 FM or streaming worldwide on bgfalconmedia.com. Early Bird Oldies will put a smile on your face and make you tap your feet. And it's only on WBGU, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
Falcon Media Sports Network produces weekly short-form and long-form social media pieces for in-season sports all year long. Make sure to check out at BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and at BG Falcon Media on Instagram and Facebook to view the content.
WBGU-FM is supported by BG Falcon Media, an organization encompassing student media outlets at Bowling Green State University. BG Falcon Media empowers students with creative freedom by exploring technologies and focusing on audience engagement and service to their communities. Find out more at bgfalconmedia.com.
You are listening to Falcon Media Sports Network coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM in Bowling Green, Ohio. You are listening to Falcon Media Sports Network coverage live on 88.1 FM and streaming on bgfalconmedia.com.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center. I'm joined by assistant coach John Nicolay. Now, Coach, obviously a large win for you guys tonight, 103-32. How good was it to build that confidence offensively as you've had the woes early on shooting?
Sure, yeah, no, it was important to make sure we went out and jumped out right from the start, play aggressive, share the basketball, get downhill. We thought we had some opportunities watching on film to be able to do that tonight. Felt really good about how we shared the basketball. We saw the ball go in early and often. So it was good to, numbers-wise, like get our three-point percentage up. We got 51 points from our bench tonight. So, it was really important to make sure we were kind of building on what we were trying to do and get them some confidence.
How great was it? You talked about all the players scoring. Sophia Moscane comes in and hit 3 3-pointers. How great is that to see a young player succeed?
Yeah, she's capable of doing that. She's got to work on the defensive end of things. That's the part right now that kind of keeps her off the floor. But no, she's capable of getting the ball in her hands and letting it go and going in. So no, that was nice to watch. But real proud of how we shared the basketball. 21 assists tonight. We're a positive assist to turnover, and we dominated on the glass. So no, it was good to be able to share some minutes and share the ball a little bit and watch multiple players have success tonight offensively.
And then defensively, you held them scoreless in the first quarter. That hasn't been done in 3 years for this program. And you as a team, you had 18 steals. How great was that to see that defensive effort as well?
Yeah, we wanted to make sure that we were kind of sending a message from the get-go and be really aggressive and really defend without fouling. We wanted to make sure we weren't putting them on the free throw line because they're a team that's pretty aggressive and wants to attack the paint. So was really pleased with how we defended, especially in the first quarter.
Last question, how great is it to get back to 500? Kind of, it's not end-all, be-all the record, but obviously it's great to get that mental part out.
Sure. No, it's good to kind of even that out a little bit. And we played some tough teams on the road, but we've told them we're battle-tested, and it's nice to be able to get back here and home and in the Stroh Center and sleep in our own beds and watch some shots go down on our own goals.
Okay, well, thank you, Coach Nicolay, for joining me in the post-game. Best of luck on Sunday against Defiance.
Yeah, thank you.
And I will send it back to Dan and Nate in the studio as we are maybe not going to have a post-game interview. So, Nate, I'll send it back to you.
Falcon Media Sports Network produces more feature stories about BGSU athletics than any other media outlet. Make sure to head over to bgfalconmedia.com and follow Falcon Media Sports Network at BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and BG Falcon Media on Instagram and Facebook to stay up to date with all of our content.
Since the day I stopped drinking, my life has gotten better and better. I can't take any credit for it. It just seems that without alcohol, I think better, I'm more careful with money, I watch what I say, I don't get into trouble like I did when I was drinking. It's scary trying to walk through life alone, and today I have that very distinct feeling that I don't ever have to be alone again.
Visit AA.org for more information and download the Meeting Guide app to find a...
Check out bgfalconmedia.com for previews, recaps, photos, videos, and more of the Falcons.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center. Adam Duffin wrapping this one up as Bowling Green wins 103-32 over Kentucky State, as 12 of the 13 Falcons scored. And now Bowling Green moves back to 4-4. They will play Defiance on Sunday at 1 p.m. I will be on that call, and our studio analyst right now, Dan Ridenauer, he will be with me for color commentating for that one. So with tonight's action, have a great night, Bowling Green. I'll send it right back to Nate and Dan in the studio now.
Hey, Adam. Nice job tonight. It's Nate Henners here in the WBGU 88.1 FM studio, joined once again by Dan Ridenauer, and quite a big win tonight for the Falcons, to say the least. In case you're just tuning in after tonight's coverage, the Falcons having a win over the Kentucky State Thoroughbreds. Big win, 103-32. The Falcons now advance to 4-4 record. Yeah, Dan, quite a good night, at least for the Falcons.
Yeah, exactly, Nate. What a day indeed to be a Falcon fan, to look at that and just see how, this is going to go for you. Now you're 500, right back at it again. You're going to get a bit of a rest before Sunday's action to take on the NAIA Defiance squad. So you're going to be looking forward to that and just seeing quite a bit. But just overall, a lot of Falcons in the lineup tonight. A lot of, of the orange and brown seeing out there. Just a lot of different people. Just a really big win, I'd say, not only on the scoreboard, but being able to utilize your bench and use everybody that you have. So that's what Bowling Green was looking for tonight, just as a team overall. I mean, you look at them, you look at the lead they had, just having 74 points on them, just was a huge overall, I guess you could say, just advantage to them. Kentucky State having 29 turnovers to Bowling Green's 15 is huge. 18 steals for the orange and brown, too, is another thing. And then also, the one I want to highlight the most is the assists for BG. Just 21, going from, I believe it was 15 going against in the previous match, and then going today to 21. So overall, just looking at that improvement from Purdue-Fort Wayne really just shows what they're working on and the improvement overall in that regard. So just interesting to see, and looking forward to more to come from BG, but overall just a big win tonight to go 4-4 now on the year.
Yeah, and certainly going into tonight's matchup, really this final score not too unexpected. I mean, Kentucky State coming in with a pretty abysmal record, to say, I guess.
Well, it's not even about the record, it's just about the level. I mean, it's
well, not only that, but from playing Division II, they have struggled for most of the season. But going from a Division II team, playing a Division I MAC team was obviously going to be a struggle already, but certainly with their record going in, playing the schools they have played, playing the Falcons tonight, not super unexpected, but definitely the Falcons reflected that with their play tonight, which obviously, is something, because as we look at this uneven score, It is something different when it is a Division II school versus a Division I school.
Exactly, and that's part of, just my point with them is just kind of being a little bit outmatched. And, you got to take that with a bit of a grain of salt. It was an exhibition for them. And, I mean, I think the real win here is when they go to Savannah State and they're going to be in a much warmer Georgia than
it's
here
not
in BG.
Snow on the ground
Exactly.
there. And, I don't know what it is right now. It's 18 degrees before.
You got to love it, man.
The temperature tomorrow night here, 4 degrees is the low tomorrow night, -4 the wind chill. So, you know what? BG, they're taking on Defiance on Sunday. They're staying here for a bit. Kentucky State, they could go down to Charleston.
Savannah, Georgia should be...
excuse me, Savannah, yeah.
It should be awesome for them, but, just me personally, I love the cold weather. Just bring it on, bring the snow. But they're going to be going along down to Savannah State. That's what they have in store for them. So we'll see what that can bring for them as they take on the Savannah State Tigers, and then they'll take on Fort Valley State and then Clark Atlanta. Both of those will be in Frankfort, Kentucky, which is their home, so hopefully they can get some momentum on that. But BG also going to be having quite a bit of a home stretch. They will be at home for the rest of 2025, and their next... they will be till near the end of 2025, where they go to Ypsilanti, Michigan on December 30th, and then they will be right back at the Stroh Center to take on the Central Michigan Chippewas as MAC play starts to roll along a bit. Their first MAC game will be against the Kent State Golden Flashes on December 20th at 2 p.m. on Saturday.
Yeah, and certainly, again, the Falcons again back to action later on this month. But for the next few games, they have some, which look like on paper at least to be some easier matchups for the team, which again, coming off of what they have started the season off. Of course, again, a 4-4 record after tonight, looking to improve that over the next few games, and that before returning to MAC play. Now, should mention on Sunday they're taking on Defiance, an NAIA team. So Kentucky State was Division II, NAIA for Defiance. So kind of maybe something to look at for how they should play on Sunday. By the way, that game is coming up at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Pregame coming up at 12:40. So, there you go. That'll be on WBGU on Sunday. Right now we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with our Falcon Media Sports Network Athlete of the Game. We'll also take a look at what else is going on around the MAC this evening. You're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Welcome back to our Falcon Media Sports Network post-game show. Again, the Falcons win tonight 103-32 over the Kentucky State Thoroughbreds. Dan, our Falcon Media Sports Network Athlete of the Game.
There's so many, Nate, here to pick for the Orange and Brown tonight. I mean, you could pick from pretty much anyone on the team. Just take your selection overall. But it's really difficult tonight just seeing how many played, but one that played predominantly more than anybody else, just Paige Kohler, that number 10 that we're seeing out there at guard, just a really strong force. I mean, 50% on the field goal, seeing that, 62% from the charity stripe, so getting that rolling along, and then 6 rebounds as well, going for 4 of those being defensive, 4 assists, which is just contributing to what BG has been doing really, really well so far this past couple games, and then also 11 points overall as well to add to the 103 marker. But this game just doesn't really have one player. I mean, she's obviously one that we're going to talk about a lot this season, but Bowling Green just has so many people that we could pick from a lineup today, and just really as a team effort and a performance. I mean, looking at pretty much everybody on the lineup scored, so good to see that going, and then everybody getting quite an even amount of minutes. The least amount from anybody was just 9 on the team, which is pretty rare to see, just especially in that regard, still playing that much. So overall, just going to have to give it to Kohler as always, and then also just a very dominant performance and hopefully a good momentum boost for the Falcons as they'll get along going into MAC play in a couple weeks. And then, Nate, if you want to take that away.
Yeah, taking a look at what's going on around the MAC this evening. Buffalo getting a win over Niagara, 77-51, the final score up in New York this evening. A little bit of a similar situation Buffalo had tonight. Maybe not. Maybe a bit more competitive, obviously, with that scoring, but Buffalo, the bigger team in that scenario. And again, they win 77-51. By the way, for them tonight, Buffalo 1-6, Niagara 0-7. So, there you go with that. Also in action tonight, Indiana State defeated Northern Illinois 69-61. That game also to 7 o'clock tip-off tonight. But that is what is going to wrap things up for us tonight. Dan, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Coming up next here on WBGU 88.1, we got Jimmy here in the studio waiting for Metal Storm. He'll be on after us. By the way, my show going on over on Falcon Radio tonight until 11 o'clock as well. So, you can flip back and forth or listen to both at the same time, maybe. One in one ear, one in the other.
Yeah, the best way to do it.
Yeah. All right, but Dan, thanks for being with me tonight. Again, nice job to Adam and Trey on the call. And then Lucas Kleinmeyer will have a recap of tonight's game over on bgfalconmedia.com as well. Have a great rest of your Wednesday evening. Of course, stay safe, stay warm out there. Certainly a chilly one outside.
Well, you got to love it. You got to bring it on. Thank you so much for having me tonight, Nate. Everybody take care and have a great night. Ziggy.
Yeah, of course. Have a great night.
This broadcast has been a Falcon Media Sports Network production. For more BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN, BG Falcon Media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.